or like the rotation is like no, not the rotation. The Gara's absolute defense is the sand shield and the sand armor, correct? So basically, I'm just gonna scale like Neji's like defense to be like
Well,
above
wait,
this.
you said his ultimate defense?
He's like no, his absolute defense, right? So like
His
basically,
absolute defense when he goes into the ball, right?
no. There's two absolute defenses. Like the first one is like again the sand shield and the sand armor, right?
Yeah, sand shells, sand armor, and then there's the ball that he goes into.
Yeah. So I'm stating like that. The rotation is above the sand shield and the sand armor. That's what I'm stating. Because
Off what again?
off statements. If you want like those statements, I can send you the scans.
Okay, you send this.
Yeah, I can send the scans over. Wait, do you have? Wait, hold up. Let me just. I'll just send the scans of like. Wait, do you need the scan of it's like saying that like that guards like defense is like the stand and the stand shield and the stand armor? Do you need that as well, or do you just
His
need like the
defense is
rotation?
the sand shield and armor.
Yeah, do you need that as well?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
also, once you finish those, so I want to go back to when you were talking about getting Neji to first gate Lee, because
That's
we're going through it pretty quickly and I didn't really catch it.
okay. Sure, that's fine. That's like the defense, right? Just like seeing like how like the sand shield and the sand were right, like the absolute defense for Gara, right? And at that point, they only see, like they've only seen like the sand shield and the sand armor, right? It's like when Tenten's stating that, right? It's like that's just
Mm.
referring to the sand shield and the sand armor. So Neji's like defense is higher than both, right? In the rotation. So that's just basically like just getting the defense point done, right? For, like Neji's like defense overall, and then we can like go back to like speed if you want, right?
No, let me see.
Like the speed. Do I tag? Oh my bro, just stop. I'm getting tagged. All right, we can go back to
So the sand shell is absolute defense.
no, the sand shield and the sand armor. So like both of them, yes, absolutely.
The
Like,
will of
both
the
of them
sand
combined,
shell and absolute
yeah,
defense.
both of them
So
are
it's
combining the
over.
absolute defense, right? And like
Is that
Neji's
correct?
defense is more powerful than Gara's. And like we like validation by Gara's like Gara actually like looking like angry right after that. So that's just me skilling like Neji's like defense above Gara's, right? Absolute defense. And I can go back to speed if you want. If you have no contentions with that. Yeah. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna get up so I can
Uh,
actually like talk freely.
on the sand flows in response section. Okay, so you're just putting Neji above
The sand
sand
shield and
armor.
sand armor and sand shield, so both. Because that's what the absolute defense is. It's both. So I'm
Hold
putting
up,
it like
what was the shield? The shield was like the sand that was protecting him around him, right?
the one that like moves automatically. It's said
Okay.
to be like stronger than the sand armor, right? That's
It
like
was
the
stated to
shield.
be.
Stronger than the sand armor, yes. So like the sand shield and the sand armor combined are like the absolute defense, right? The sand shield's like above the sand
Wait,
armor.
when was it stated that the shield was stronger? Because as far as I know, the armor was the strongest out of
No,
all
I
of them.
can send you the scan. Let me send you the scan. I can send you the
Alright.
scan. Alright, that's fine. Oh, give me a second. I need to like find it. Or is this the scan? No, it's the scan. It's somewhere. Alright, here we go. This is just referring to the sand armor, right? And it just like states how the sand armor's defensive capabilities are like less of the sand shield. Right? It's in the scans. Just confirming that it's like confirming the leaf fight, and I'm getting like bunch of DMs. But yeah, that's just like scaling the sand shield like above the sand armor, and then scaling Neji's like defense above both of those combined. Right? Because that's like the absolute defense for like Gara. That's just like how I'm gonna scale like Neji's defense to be like that high, and that can scale like I can go back to speed after like you're done like going through all this, right? I'm pissing chat. You there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm just reading it. Alright, this defense strength is less than that of the sand shield. Alright. So sand shield above sand armor and sand armor above the shell. And then you're putting Neji
Yeah,
above.
yeah. The Sand Shield and the Sand Armor combined. It's like that's the absolute defense. The Sand Shield and the Sand Armor, the absolute defense, right? Just like I'm just putting Neji's like rotation above both combined. That's where I'm putting Neji's like defense as for the rotation. And then
And
Neji
you're
has
saying that it
durability.
okay, so why would it be above Gar's just because Tenten was like you could consider it another kind of absolute defense?
Gara literally validates like right after, just by, like his expression. It's like stated like again, like it's like Neji Tenten like knows everything about Neji at this point. Even like she knows like how Neji's defense like work. She literally goes to explain it like and all that, right? And
I
then
mean, literally like
with
Gar's look, it
Neji's,
just says that he's blinking. Like I don't know why this would just be like automatic confirmation that it's above it.
no, because
He
it's
could just he
implying
could just
it.
be observing like, oh, so like he has this
I don't
ability
see
as
why it
well. Like it
wouldn't be.
just
I don't see why it wouldn't be because it's like heavily implying it is. I don't see how it wouldn't be. You could see like right there, like by Tenten, right, who knows like everything about Neji, right? And his like defenses and his strategy of fighting, right? And then also Tenten watched the fight of Gara, and she states that, right? And then like right after that, like you literally see Gara reacting to the rotation, right?
okay. So
So
if anything, I would just say that like off of this alone, like again, it's not confirming that it's above it. I would just say that it could be relative to Gar's.
I would say it's above because it's again it says like it's even more powerful. I don't know why it'd be like relative. I'll say relative
Wait,
high
let me
end.
see.
If you want to take a relative
It's
high
in
end
the
where it's like higher still, but it's like relative, I can say that. I'll agree to that. But I'm not saying like it's like relative like equal. I'll agree to it being like relative high end. If you want to do that, that's fine by me, right? But I'm not gonna say like equal relative. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
it's even more powerful than Gar's. Well, I mean, I don't know, cause I mean, kind of like how Tenten's like quote unquote knows everything about Neji, and it seems like he's just like kind of like gassing him up, kind of like how what's it face guy was kind of doing that with Lee, like kind of being biased towards him.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is because keep in mind right that like during this entire like fight from Naruto and like Neji, right? Like she explains like everything about like Neji's like stuff, right? So I think this is like kind of like from like a storytelling point of view. This is like just like staying like from Tenten, like how like Neji's defense is like this strong, right? To be like above Gaara's, right? I don't think this like just leans like to any bias because again like throughout this like entire fight, she explains like everything about Neji's defenses, about everything about like, Neji's like form of attack. So like she knows him pretty well, right? And like from a story point, I think it's like a heavily implied like in this scan Neji's defense is like higher than Gar's, right? Especially from Gar's reaction as well. Like right after that, it wouldn't be there for no reason. Like just like after like they're talking about like after when they're talking about Gara, right? So like what I'm saying is that Neji's like defense is like relative. I'll say it's like relative high end. I'll agree on that. Relative high end to where it's like relative still, but it's like higher than the Sand Shield and Sand Armor. I'll say that, but I'm not gonna say it's like less. All right, or like equal. That's like what I'm telling you. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
Somewhat, yeah, but yeah, we can just agree that it's relative high end.
Okay, that's fine. All right, do you want to go back to speed?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna be scaling. Okay, where would you get in Doraneg? Okay, so I'm gonna be scaling. Okay, I already said like I'm gonna scale speed as Fick for Scalely, or like massively higher than weightlessly, just because
Okay.
of the fact that like both of them are close range fighters. Are you aware that both of them are close range fighters, both Neji and Lee? You aware of that? Okay, so like for Lee to actually like go in and like fight Neji, he would have to like actually rush at him, right? And it's heavily applied like throughout the story, through like flashbacks and like Lee's statements alone. Like every time, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my teacher in the background. And that like every time Lee and Neji fight, Neji massively outclasses Lee because like every time they fight, like he has like no like scratch marks on him, nothing. Like he's like he's like good, right? So like it just like implies like every time like they fight, right? Neji just massively like outclasses Lee, right? So this just like put
I
his
wouldn't
speed like
say
really
Lee's
high.
going all out though, because even like all like the sparring the fighting that they've ever done, Lee's like never opened up any gates to actually charge at Neji.
I'm saying weightlessly. I'm not saying like
Weightless.
gatedly. I'm saying like
I
he's massive
mean,
fashion gatedly than the weightlessly. So like first gate, I'd say like, for
wait,
me
when
like around
is
first
when
gate.
is when has Lee ever fought Neji without weights? Because as far as I
Without
know,
weight.
Lee always has his weights on. Because guy was like only take them off when like you like necessary.
So you're saying that like in the fights with like Neji, he would have his weights on.
Yeah, like when you're talking about all the flashbacks and everything, I would say is the weights on.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Why
Because Lee
not?
at this point right now, because like Lee at this point, right, it's like literally said like he's like a last resort to like beating Neji. Is like the gates. Like it's like heavily implied. It's like the fourth and fifth gate. That's like heavily implied that like Lee's like resorts at this point. Like is the fourth and like fifth gate to beat Neji, and he's like literally said like this like technique's defeat for defeating you Neji. I've been seeing this up for like later, right? And it's also stated like earlier, right, like he believes like the strongest like Genin is Neji, right? And he says like actually twice, like once with Sakura and Sasuke, like at the beginning of like shooting exams, right? Where he states like he wants to beat someone as well, that's just as strong as him, right? With like with the gates, right? And, like he also uses Lotus against Sasuke, right? So like he basically states like, against Sasuke, right? That like he states that I don't believe it. He says to Sasuke this. I don't believe it. I don't believe you're the strongest like in the Chunin exams. I believe the strongest like junior member is Neji, right? As someone of my own team. And then like right after that, he says like right after that, he intends to beat that person, right? And then he uses the Lotus, like he almost uses the Lotus against Sasuke, right? So what I'm saying, right, is like at this point, it's heavily implied that like Neji at this point, right, not Neji, Lee at this point has like heavily exhausted like all his options towards Neji, and because of that, right, like it was just some play that's like weightless, right? Because like at this point, he needs the gates to be Neji, right? He's like resorted all his options, right? He needs the gates to be Neji. So at this point, like he wants to get to be Neji. He mastered the gates to be Neji, right? So it wouldn't make any sense for like him to like be like fighting him away this entire time, right? And then just
I wouldn't say
wanting
he
to
just
gates.
mastered the gates specifically just to beat Neji.
He did. I can like show you like the scans, like literally like implying that, right? Actually, I'll send you the scans right now if you want the scans for that. Hold up.
Alright.
Scans one. I'm gonna like get them from my server. Alright, this is the first scan from Sasuke when Sasuke and the Fed raid. And then this is this. And then alright, here's the scans, right? Of like all of this. And then just like to further prove my point. Neji's like never surprised by Lotus Lee, like first game Lee. When he enters the Lotus, he's never surprised by him. He's like never like he doesn't even react, right? He's only surprised by Lee like when he enters the fourth and fifth gate. That's like only the time like where he says how did he get so powerful, right? He's never like surprised or like, caught off guard by Lee until he enters like that kind of like portion of like, his like fighting basically, of his like strength and speed. Right? That's just all the skins like proving that. Can you hear me? Hello? Just want to make sure like you're
Mm-hmm.
still here.
Yeah, here.
Okay. So just like, the last scan's just saying like, hey Neji's move activity in reverse against you, but I'll give you a stick preview, right?
Say what
And
you
then,
just said. You're like speaking hella fast.
oh, I sent the
Like
wrong scan.
like Daniel's funeral 2.0 type shit. Like
Alright, I'll talk a bit slower. So basically, right? My next, like, just to further reinforce like, this entire point, right? What I'm saying is like, Neji is never surprised by first gate Lee or even reacts to him. He's only surprised and like reacts like how like Lee's strength and speed when he enters like fourth and fifth gate, right? He's never surprised by it until he enters fourth and fifth gate. And when he enters first gate, the Lotus, right? He doesn't even react to it. Like when Lee enters fourth and fifth gate, he's like, how did he get so strong? Like how, right? So it just says like it clearly implies like Lee in fourth and fifth gate like surprises Neji with his strength and speed, but like he doesn't even react to first gate Lee, right? And then like these scans just prove that like at this point like Lee's like resorted all his options, right? And like he made like he was like trying to go to the gates, like he was like keeping the gates for Neji, because at this point like he's been beaten way too many times, right? And, like he needs the gates to beat Neji. So that's just like heavily implying it like throughout these two scans I'm sending to you, right? So I'm just like scaling Neji's like speed to like just like around like I wouldn't say like anything above first Lee. I'm scaling this like in speed to like first Lee specifically, right? Just based on this.
wouldn't first Scaly was just when he did Ford Lotus on Gar, right?
Yeah, and I would say that's like a 12 times multiplier, the weightless, just based on like the
And he
statements.
blitz Gar and then did the Lotus. Um
Yeah, he did the Lotus because of the Sand armor. The Sand was way too much. So he had to use the Lotus to like actually like enter it, like beat the Sand armor down. I'd say this is like like the Lotus is like a 12 times multiplier, so maybe like
And
12 times
the
faster.
only reason you're getting Neji towards first gate is off of the fact that he's been shown to be above Lee in like sparring and all that.
Not just in
That was
sparring, it's just like it's implied that he's like way above Lee. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at now. It's
implied off his reactions. Because I
not
mean,
just off his not just off his reactions. No, it's like literally like he beats him all the time, right? Lee literally states like he's
beats him
keeping the
all the
gates
time
for
when they're like
Neji.
sparring, right? Because I don't think they've ever
Yes,
fought
yes,
outside of sparring. So like
yes. But Lee
answer,
goes like it's very clear that Lee goes like all out though in the sparring.
it's
It's
clear
very
that
clear.
Lee goes all out. Why would he be
Not yeah,
going? Why would he be
because
going all out during sparring?
because he's trying
Because
to beat
when
Neji.
you
It's like
spar, it's a
because
practice fight.
no
It's not
no
like an actual
no
real
no no
fight.
not for Lee, not for Lee. Keep in mind Lee was sparring at Sasuke, right? Like was gonna use the Lotus on him. Like Lee doesn't take it like that's
Okay,
like that. Like
and my thing is with sparring, Lee still has his weights on. He doesn't take them off. That's what I'm
yes,
assuming.
I would. So you think that?
Yeah, so
So you think
how would he
that,
be going all out when one, he doesn't take off his
no
weights,
no
and two,
what I'm saying no, but what I'm saying right is like in this case right he would either have his weights off or the first gate like would be like a higher multiplier than the weights in general. One of the two. I'd say like the
no,
first one is most
I'm
likely.
just referring to like because you said that Neji's above Lee all the times that they fought. So I'm just and right now what I'm talking about is them fighting. I'm explaining why I assume Lee is not going all out because he doesn't open any gates and his weights are still on. Or I'm assuming his weights are still on
You're saying
because
is I don't think
off of the guy statement.
I don't think they are like off the guy. Yes, and I've like proven like how like at this
So
point Lee's
is
like
there like
making all
any
the
statement that
options.
states
Well,
that Lee's going all out during the sparring?
don't you no wait
Kevin.
Baka, don't you think right? No Baka, don't cut me off. Don't you think right that
Okay.
if Neji like let's say okay let's say this right. Don't you think that if like Lee were actually like to use the gates to, like be Neji right? Like, don't you think, like, when he says, like, oh, I was keeping this move in reserve for you, right? Like, using the gates against him, like, don't you think that implies, right, that, like, he's already used, like, all his options, right? Why would he, like, keep
Not
the
really.
gates
That
only,
just means that like this is just
Yes,
kind
it
of like a
does.
last
Yes, because
resort
why
type
would he,
thing.
no, why would he, no, are you aware that taking off the weights is, like, a blitz level, right? A blitz level of speed, right? Difference. If
Cool.
Lee is saving the gates for Neji, right? And, he says, like, oh, I'm keeping the gates for Neji, right? Why wouldn't he have taken off the weights before against Neji to actually try like that? Right, because that actually helps him against Neji, right? He never does that. I mean, apparently to you, he never does that, right? However, the weights, taking off the weights is literally a blitz level of speed, right? Because we know this, it's like a blitz level of speed, like increase. Because Lee goes from like not being able to blitz Gara to blitzing Gara, right? So we know that the weights taking off the weights are like a blitz level of speed, right? So if Lee were to make the gates right for Neji, right, that would have to mean right that at this point he has taken off the weights, right? Because he's like resorted to all his options, right? He's like let's say like, according to you he has the weights on all the time. Why would he state that like the Neji is the strongest member like of his like own of like the shooting exams? Why would he state that like oh I need the gates to be Neji? Why would he state any of this if like if he never took off his weights to try against Neji? Why would he say any of this? It makes no sense. What I'm saying,
why
right,
would
is
he
like
state
this
that?
is I'm saying that like yes, I'm saying because like I'm saying this all implies right that at this point Lee has taken off his weights at least once against Neji, right, and has lost it because the weight is like a very big increase in speed taking off the weights. That's what I'm saying. And if he had this like if he had the weights on all the time, right, then why is he saving the gates for Neji? It makes no sense,
Again,
right?
like
It
as
makes no sense.
he'd be saving him just like as like a last resort type thing. Doesn't mean like he's automatically gonna like open the fifth gate and then just charge at like Neji like the first straw. No, that'll just be like an option, kind of like how we've seen like multiple Shinobi inside of Naruto. Like okay, I have this move as a backup as like a last resort. Because I mean, it's not like in Lee's character to just go straight into the gates and then just start beating somebody's ass. That's not in his character at all.
Actually, no, actually, no, that's not exactly true. Against people who are
When is
strong,
he jumped straight into a gate?
he doesn't. Against people who are strong, he enters the Lotus like almost immediately.
He enters the Lotus, which is first gate.
Yes, against Sasuke, yes, almost immediately. Yes, he enters the Lotus, right? That's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
but
Like,
in his instance, he said, okay, you're an Uchiha, you must be strong. So he went into thinking he was strong, but Sasuke really wasn't at the time because he literally blitzed him with his weights on.
okay, but he knows Neji's strong. He knows Neji's strong because he's lost to him. So he
Again,
would enter gates.
okay, he's lost to Neji, but again,
I'm saying,
I still stand by the fact, I
I'm,
still stand by the fact, like, yeah, you, wait, what was your counter to, Lee taking his weights off? Because it was stated that, like, he was the strongest shinobi or strongest genin. So why would Lee
No,
make
no,
that
no. I'm
inference when he
no,
had
Buck. I'm
listen?
saying that's heavily. Oh my
No,
God.
No,
I'm
Kevin.
saying.
I'm going off of your words. You literally said, "Why would Lee state the fact that Neji is the strongest Genin when
No,
that
I'm
isn't
saying
true?"
yes. I'm saying that Lee. Why would Lee state all of this, right? Why would Lee resort on Gate? Like, why would Lee literally like rely on Gates to beat Neji if he didn't take off his weights?
So
I've
wait,
already told you the weights.
why
The
would
Gate.
Lee
No, but
listen,
no. The
you I
weights is
let
the
you talk,
weights multiplier.
I
No,
let you talk, I let you talk.
Bucket. No, Bucket. You're not getting my point.
You're not getting my point. I'm trying to say my point, but you keep cutting me off. I'm going off of the words that you literally said during your whole entire time that you were talking. You said Lee states that Neji is the strongest Genin. Why would Lee state that when he hasn't fought literally anybody else before that point? The only people he might have fought was Tenten and Neji. He didn't fight Gaara at the time. Gaara whooped his ass. He didn't fight Sasuke at the time. He didn't fight anybody else at that time. So why would he make such a open
Because he
fucking
knows how
statement?
strong Neji is. He knows how strong Neji is.
Okay, but
He
he's
knows that
assuming
Neji
that he's the
outclasses him
strongest. He's assuming.
massively.
Okay, so he's
Okay,
assuming
and I'm telling you, no, I'm telling you this all
Neji's the
no, I'm
strongest
telling you,
Genin.
Baka, I'm telling you this all heavily implies, right, that Lee needs the gates against Neji. That's what I'm telling you. These already resort the weights. I'm telling you the weights is a blitz multiplier, okay? Taking off the weights is a blitz multiplier, right? Lee has already lost them multiple times against Neji, right? Why would he never take the gates off against why would he never take the weights off against Neji, right? If he knows like that Neji is this strong, right? Why would he never take the weights off against Neji?
Because Guy
Makes no
Sensei's his
sense, okay?
teacher, and he
He's
told
putting
him that
no,
he can
he's
only take
putting
him off in
Neji
specific
he's
situations.
putting Neji directly above him. Don't you understand that, right? And he has to, for that to be the case, right? He would have never needed to take off the weights once, okay?
Just
Against
because he said
Neji.
he's saving something for someone doesn't mean that he's automatically like, okay, I need this in order to win. That doesn't mean just because you're saving something for somebody means like, okay, it could get to this point and then I will use
No, but
this.
it's heavily implied that he needs the gates. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay,
It's
show me.
heavily
All right,
implied
can
that
you
he
show me?
does
Can you
need it.
re-explain where it's heavily applied and show me a scan stating that besides the whole entire, okay, I'm saving this technique for you. Can you show me anything else that states that?
I literally told. Okay. Listen, I'll explain
Because
again. Okay,
you
the
speak really
weights.
fast,
Okay,
so
Lee puts Neji directly above him. Okay, puts Neji directly above him. For that to be the case, he would have needed to take out the weights once against Neji
when
because
did
the
Lee put
weights,
him above him?
the
We'll go step
but
by
Phoenix
step.
is the strongest skinny. He's putting him directly above him. For him to be
And
the
he's
strongest skinny, he'd be
like how I
above
just said,
Neji.
he's making such an open statement when he hasn't fought anybody else at
Okay,
that
that
point.
would still apply to him though. Even if it doesn't apply to everyone
The
else,
strongest
that still
getting
applies
he's
to
fought.
him.
The strongest
That's
getting he
Lee's
has
belief.
fought. The strongest getting that
Okay,
he
but it
has
still
fought.
applies to him because it's Lee's belief. Don't you understand that,
Lee's
Nagaka?
belief.
It's still Lee's belief. Yes, it's Lee's belief, and that puts him directly above Lee. Okay, for Lee, and I already told you the weights is a blitz multiplier. It's directly a blitz multiplier rate of speed. So if Neji were to be above Lee, he would have needed to take the weights off at least once against him to see how Neji's above him. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. That's one instance of like implication that he needs the gates. That skin as well, where he says, "I'm keeping this reserved for you," right? The skin where literally like, Neji's not even surprised by first gate. Neji's surprised by fourth and fifth gate only, right? He's not even surprised by weightless Lee. He's not surprised by any of this. He only reacts to fourth and fifth gate Lee. Another implication that Neji at this point, right, is way stronger and way faster than weightless Lee. He outclasses him. That's what I'm telling you. Jesus Christ. Yes, you can judge, okay? Just don't be like, yeah, you can judge, it's fine. If he agrees, you can judge. If Baka agrees, you can judge.
Who?
Baka, can Kevin can Spaz judge? Because he wants to judge. Can you judge?
I guess.
Or can I judge?
Were you even here for the entire time? I don't think you were here.
No, he just.
No, I was here earlier. I just went to check what the fuck
Spaz will
happened.
just judge. Spaz will just judge. Spaz will just judge.
You're legit his son, biased.
Okay, do you wanna, okay. Oh my god. All right. Do you want to judge?
Yes.
Okay, whatever. Okay, just don't be like a fucking idiot. All right, there you go. You can judge.
Okay, so that'll just put Neji at first gate for speed. That's fine.
First gate. That's fine. Okay, you agree to that. Okay, that's 12 times above waitlist. Do you agree to that?
Off of the dozens thing, 12 times, sure.
Yes, 12 times. All right. Okay, that's fine. So then, I'm just gonna like say like my win con at this point would just be like Neji just blitzing Sasuke. That'd just be my win con, right? And blitzing with like the dirt negation, right? Just like hitting his hard the master stroke, right? And like killing him that way. That's like all I'm just gonna say for like the win con. You can go on with your scaling. It's like that's like everything like combined.
Okay, so you know that Gaara scales above Lee, right? And that Sasuke fought a more amped up Gaara.
Can I see scans of this? And why would this be the case?
You know that blood amps Gaara, right?
That's his Shukaku. If you're talking about like a one scan.
Yeah, and you know Shukaku also like interferes with like Gaara actual body and actually like gives him strength, right? Like when you
He
start,
does
well,
at
like
times. He does at
When
times.
Shukaku
Do you have
start,
any?
hmm,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you have like any proof that that's like during this fight?
during which fight?
The fight of Sasuke.
Yeah, he killed like 3 people beforehand.
Okay, I understand that he's bloodlusted a lot. He tries to kill Lee as well.
Okay,
In like the one more
it'll be
scene.
that'll be an amp for blood amp.
I'm saying it'd be a blood up for Shukaku. I'm
Okay,
not saying it's one.
Shukaku's inside of Gaara, right? And every time Shukaku starts getting stirred up, so does Gaara. We've seen this in the forest. Shukaku started going
Can you
crazy, and
prove that's
Gaara
an
started
amp?
going crazy.
Can you prove that's an amp for him? Can you prove that that would like directly amp Gaara? Because we don't see Gaara amped until like the fight in the forest, which is like, completely like showing his like
Because
training.
Shukaku's getting riled up, right? Shukaku's
Okay,
getting riled up and starting to come out, which is giving Gaara strength. Am I wrong?
I don't. Can you prove that?
Okay, you mean prove? All right.
Prove yeah, because like I'm telling you right now, like I've only seen like Gaara, like I've only seen like Shukaku like actually like full like amp Gaara in the forest, right? Where it's like he's taking control of Gaara, and that's why Gaara's getting amped. That's the only time I've seen like him actually like amp Gaara
Shukaku's taking control of Gaara.
in the forest. Yes, the forest of death, or not the forest of death. Like when they, like right after the training exams, when they start to attack like
Yeah.
Konoha, right? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, it's like when he actually starts taking control of Gaara. But until then, I wouldn't say no. Like I wouldn't like I don't see like any proof that he's like controlling Gaara. At that point.
So wait, why would Shukaku be controlling Gaara in that forest?
No. Why would he be controlling? Because he literally like takes control. What? Gaara. Okay, Gaara literally enters like full by possession to actually get Gaara to like control him. That's what I'm saying. And like at the forest of death, right? In the forest, right? He literally like gets like controlled by Shikaku. Like Gaara literally transforms, right? And that's like what amps him. Like it literally says like it amps him, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like that's like when Gaara gets amped, right? But
All
I
right,
haven't seen like
all
Gaara
right.
get like amped.
So let me start from here. So all
Go ahead.
right, I'll touch back on the blood amp for now, but you know that it was Killer Bee stated like after every fight you get like stronger.
That's
So
referring to KC1.
that was specifically referring to KC1. How?
Referring to KC1 because that's like the context of the KC1 fight. That skins like the context of that is like KCM1, like the Naruto, like and it's like the Naruto like Killer Bee were training KCM1 well, right? And then they like ran away for like and then like they had to like go to a fight, right? That's when Killer Bee states it. The context of that is like training KCM1 mode.
Let
Right?
me
That's what I'm
read
saying.
this.
There's no reason for us to
He
assume that like this implies
it's
every
not
like form
really
every fight.
it's not really referring to the KCM fight because he just says a fight always teaches more than training. It's a shortcut to a power up. He's where is he like specifically referring to KCM in this situation?
I'm saying the context of the scan itself is KCM1. When he's training Naruto to learn to learn everything about KCM1, like actually master it, right? And then after that, right, that's when Killer Bee states that. There's like
Okay, wait.
literally no reason for us to like there's no reason for us to like assume automatically this like refers to every fight and this refers to like every form of every person, right? Just base or anything like that. Because he specifically
That doesn't make any sense. How? Okay, so this is referring to which fight with KCM? KCM Naruto. You're saying? What fight is this referring to?
I'll tell you the context, right? Killer Bee, right? And KCM and Naruto are running to like a fight. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what fight it was. I don't know what
They're not
this
running
is.
to the fight. They just got out of the waterfall place and they're in the forest now, about to break through the barriers. You can continue.
Yes, they're going to a fight. Yes, they're going to a fight. They're going to the barriers to go to a
Okay,
fight, right?
sure.
Killer Bee right before this was chasing KCM. Well, no, Killer Bee right before this was training KCM on Naruto. I'm saying
Okay.
this doesn't like actually like we have no proof this actually like
A fight always teaches more than training. It's a shortcut to a power up. He's giving him advice. This isn't just like just stating like, okay, straight to Naruto, like Naruto. When you fight somebody, this is a shortcut from training from what other people do, and this is a power up for you. No, he's just stating a fight always teaches more than training.
So are you specifically saying like are you specifically focusing on the always part?
A fight always teaches more than training. It's a
So you're
shortcut to
focusing
power.
on
I'm
the
focusing on the whole entire statement.
okay, a fight teaches more than training. What does that mean like amp to stats? What does that mean amp to stats?
Because you're stronger than your previous self. So after
No,
Gar fall,
no,
after
no.
let me finish.
No, no,
Kevin, I've let you talk so many fucking times, like just straight, and I've not interrupted you. Give me one chance, all right? Like I don't know why you think that you're trying to get above me or some shit. A fight always teaches more than training. It's a shortcut to a power up. A fight always teaches more than training. Gaara fought Lee. After that fight, he was stated to be stronger. He's going to be stated to be stronger now because you know why? It's a power up. It's a shortcut to a power up. Therefore, he got a power up after fighting Lee. Sasuke's fighting a stronger Gaara. You realize that?
I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. It says a fight always teaches more than training. It means it teaches more stuff. It teaches more stuff, right?
Okay.
That's what it
Then
means.
training.
Okay? And a power up can be teaching stuff to other people, right? It can be teaching stuff to people. Doesn't mean to amp the physical stats. What I'm telling you to
Wait,
prove,
what do you mean?
it's an amp.
What do you mean a power up?
A power up can mean a power up can mean teaching people other stuff. Are you aware of that? That's what a power could mean. Okay.
Okay. What's your definition of power? Right? What's your definition of power? What's your definition of power? Like, what do you think power means?
It doesn't matter. I'm telling you in this
case. It
does.
When someone gets power up, they get stronger. They get stronger. Am I wrong? Am I?
I'm telling you in this case, it would make sense. A fight always teaches more than training, right? He's teaching.
A fight always teaches more than training.
KCM 1 mode. Yes, a fight teaches this. A fight's gonna teach Naruto how to master KCM 1 mode. Okay, that's basically how it is. It doesn't mean a physical amp and stats. Okay.
Listen, no. All right, let me clarify this real quick. So, say like you're training somebody, right? That means you're fighting them and telling them what they should be doing and telling them how they can be able to counter it. You're training them. A fight is just a fight. You're not saying shit. You're not talking to them midway through. You're just straight fighting. And it's saying that you will learn. It's saying no. It is saying you will learn faster in that situation. Correct? Okay. So a fight.
Physical amp, a power up can mean learning new stuff. Don't you understand that? That's what it could mean. You have improved why it's a physical amp to any stat. And you've improved that would even amp his sand or anything like that. Because Gaara's main power is sand. Why would that be amping his sand? I don't think Killer B is referring to Gaara here, and Gaara's actual sand when he says this.
He's not referring to anybody specifically. He's just talking about in general. He's talking about in general. Because he's talking about in general. He's not referring to Naruto either.
You've proven that.
Or can you you are set on stating that this is talking about Naruto. Prove 100% this is talking about Naruto. Please show proof. Because you gave a context, and I've literally talked against it.
Who's the judge? Okay, what chapter is this? What chapter is this?
I'm here.
What chapter is this? You know what chapter this is, Naruto?
Nope.
What chapter is this?
Asura, do you know the chapter?
I'm assuming it's one of the Killer B chapters, right?
Asuru. Nigga's muted.
My God. Alright. You see when Naruto versus Raikage. KCM. I'm assuming it's like between the KCM 1 Naruto versus Raikage fight, like between those two fights.
Oh,
so like
before that.
Where is it?
Before they fight Raikage.
Okay, like when? Do you know exactly what chapter?
No, I don't know exactly what chapter.
This was way before the Raikage fight. Again, this was back when they were training in the waterfall, and they just went and Iruka read the fucking letter or the note that Naruto left behind.
This is after Naruto versus Kurama, for sure. So that would be like, I must say it's like after 527. I'm gonna go my computer for this one because like, it's gonna be easier to find a chapter that way. I'll just skim through each chapter to find this one scan. Manga, see. Naruto.
I think it's 542. I'm gonna check.
542?
I think.
That's like when Raikage is fighting. I'm gonna just like go from 528. That way. 530. $531.
It's after 535.
After 535?
I'm looking at. Pretty sure it's 536. Yeah, let me see. It's 536. So it's like in the beginning pages. Small fool, keep Naruto safe, please. You don't need to bow. You got it. Can you keep this promise? Naruto got your back. Naruto listens to all you say. He'll owe you his life till the day he dies. You're really planning to chase after Naruto outside the barrier. I'm still training him. You'll be getting the Iron Claw from the right Kage. A fight always teaches more than training. It's a shortcut to... Okay, so he's talking to the Eight Tails at this point, and he's saying a fight always teaches more than training. It's a shortcut to a power-up. So this is just a statement that he knows, so I would just apply this to anybody. He's not referring to Naruto specifically. He's literally talking to the Eight Tails.
Yes, he's talking to the Eight Tails, but it's like the context is referring to Naruto. It is referring
It's
to
what?
Naruto. It is referring to the context is referring to Naruto. That's what I'm telling you. Wanna know why? Because at this point, right, Eight Tails is the fucking Killer Bee is with Naruto at this point, right? Rushing towards like the barrier, right? Where they're gonna fight someone, obviously, right? And
He's saying that a fight's a shortcut to a power up. It's gonna make him stronger quicker.
No, I'm saying that teaching, right? It says right here, a fight always teaches more than training, right? I'm saying, right, that teaching, right, a fight teaching you something, right, can be a form of power up, okay? Because, right, if a fight teaches you how to I don't know, how to like you use a different move or do like a different technique, something like that, right? Then that could be a form of power up. It can be, right?
Okay, so however, correct me if I'm wrong.
You never specified that this is like a physical amp to all stats, right?
I was getting to that, but again, we are now on this topic, so I'm going to continue. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you train somebody, you're teaching them, right? So let's say I train in karate, I'm getting taught karate like they're teaching me. Yes or no?
Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going.
a fight always teaches more than training. So they're going into a fight. This is like right after Naruto sensed that everybody was fighting in a war, so he was like, nah, fuck this training. We're going straight to the fight. And then that's when B states a fight always teaches more. So they're just going to go straight into the fight. Naruto's going to get taught more during the fight by actual like hand-to-hand combat. And he's going to learn more stuff to get a shortcut to power up more. And this is consistent because that's what Naruto's been doing this whole entire time throughout the whole entire war. So this is consistent not only with Naruto. This is just like consistent in showing that when you fight, it is a gateway to a power-up way quicker than training.
Okay, you done?
Sure.
Alright, here's what I'm saying, okay? I'm saying, right, I'm saying in this case, so yes, it teaches more than training, right? Alright, right? It's a shortcut to power-up. What I'm saying, right, in this case, right, Naruto mastering, like, Caesium more, or Naruto learning, like, techniques or anything like that, can all be a form of power-up, right? However, none of this necessarily means a physical amp to stats is what I'm saying, right? And I'm asking you to prove, like in Gaara's case specifically, right, that this would be like a physical amp to his stats, right? And also I'm asking you to prove, right, if this would apply to Gaara's Sand, right? Because at this point, right, I highly doubt, right, that this would be referencing the Gaara's Sand, right? I highly doubt, like, that the Sand is same as a human, right?
When did I ever reference this was going to Gaara's Sand? I just said Gaara. I never specified a sand.
Gaara's main, like, technique is sand. It's his main stuff. His main stuff is sand.
I'm not claiming it's powering up his sand. It's powering up Gaara. Gaara is just not completely useless. Like, he can still run without the help of sand. He can still fight without the help of sand. He can still throw punches. Okay, it's cool. The sand carries him. I don't care. The sand can just stay the same. Again, I'm talking about Gaara specifically. Gaara himself is amped.
I'm saying
because whenever Gaara has gotten older, when has it ever been shown that Gaara has like trained his sand or his sand got an increase? Gaara got stronger and therefore got better control and everything of his sand. Am I wrong? So Gaara, I'm assuming Gaara getting stronger is the reason why he can help control his sand and shit better, right? We've seen this many times.
I wouldn't say so, no.
Okay, so real quick, in the whole entire Madara versus the Shinobi Alliance, when the meteor came down and Gaara like grabbed the meteor and he was using this like by himself, like when did his sand ever get stronger?
Are you right? Gaara's not like the same person in part 2 compared to part 1.
Oh no, I'm not comparing those two. I'm just saying Gaara getting stronger, like himself, like when is it ever shown that he trains his sand or his sand has gotten stronger? As far as I know, his sand has stayed the same inside of his coffin or is gone, whatever the thing that he wears on his back.
Okay, so what are you trying to say he's amping to, okay? What are you trying to say he's physically...
Gaara himself, him powering up, he's getting stronger and he's faster.
He's stronger and he's faster, that's what you're trying to say. I don't agree with that.
So what does power up mean, and what does power to you mean?
I'm saying a power up could mean. I would explain why it could mean this. It could mean a technique, new techniques, new control, anything like that, right? That could mean a power up. It's never specified. This is like an actual physical enhancement, right? Like I could. Okay, I'm gonna take an example. I'm gonna do an analogy, right? Let's say, right, I'm in a fight, right, and I'm in this fight, right, like fighting this guy, right, and I learn how to master my hand-to-hand combat, right? Or I learn how to master like a technique or like a move, right? Does that amp me physically? Does that give me like a higher strength, higher speed? No, it doesn't. It just gives me more mastery over that specific move or more mastery over something else, right? Doesn't necessarily mean a physical or speed amp or anything like that, right? And actually, this would actually this would actually make sense in this context, right? Because again, a fight always teaches more in training, right? It's a stroke of the power up, right? The stroke of the power up is referring to learning more learning more stuff, right? To learning more stuff. It doesn't mean necessarily a physical enhancement. I'm asking you to prove that it's a physical enhancement entirely, right? If you think you've done that, we can move on, right? To leave it to the judge. But I don't think you have. All right.
Okay, so when you get a power up, you say to get strong, you like agree that you get stronger, right?
I never said I agree with that.
No, I'm asking you.
I say it could be a way of getting stronger. I said it could be.
It could be a way of getting stronger, and you said as in like achieving a new move. So again, like how I said, when you achieve a new move, you would say that you have gotten stronger, correct? I'm asking you this.
You don't get physically stronger or phically faster.
I'm saying, do you get stronger, yes or no? It's a yes or no question, Kevin. If you achieve a new move, if you achieve a new move,
continue your scale. What is this?
This is going on to my skills. You have to answer the damn question, Kevin. So when you achieve,
go on. I'm still manning. Go on. I'm still manning the question. Go on. Assuming I said yes. Okay, go on with your thing.
Sure. So we're going past this point.
No. I'm asking what is this relevant to your point of like why?
Okay, so again, you said all right. So it might be like a stronger form. So let's just say yes. If you get a stronger form, then you're stronger. Gaara has shown no indication of him getting a stronger form or anything of that sort throughout the fight with Lee and throughout the fight with Sasuke. So I would just simply apply this to Gaara himself and getting stronger. He didn't unlock a new form or anything, but he's still gotten stronger because again, it's a shortcut from training. Gaara trains to get where he's at. Sasuke trains to get where he's at. Gaara fought Lee. Gaara got stronger off of that fight. He was able to like see Lee's amazing speed that he never saw before. He was just getting smacked around most of the time. But he's still throughout that fight. What I'm saying is that he's still gotten stronger through that, and then on top of that, he got stronger from the blood amp. Because Shukaku was.
I never get a Shukaku. He never sees Lee's speed though. He never sees Lee's speed. No. What I mean by seeing it is that he sees somebody as fast as Lee. He's not seeing the attacks, but he's never fought against somebody who is that speed. And you remember the time that Lee punched him in the face? No, that's before Sasuke speeds up, correct?
Yes.
That's before Sasuke.
Can I continue my point? Can I continue what I was saying?
Okay, yes, continue your point.
Okay. Throughout the whole entire fight with Sasuke, he was getting flashbacks to seeing Lee's attacks. When Lee punched him in the face, Gaara saw that hit. So when Sasuke did the exact same thing, he got an image of like, this is shit Lee did. So yes, he did perceive, but he didn't perceive all of his attacks. He was still able to see Lee's speed.
So you're saying he's like it's like a perceive amp, or that's what you're saying. Like he got stronger through like a perceive amp basically. He's able to see like, the attacks a little bit easier. Is what you're saying? So like he's able to see attacks easier. So are you saying that like Gaara got like a perception amp? Like he's able
No,
to
I'm not done.
Okay.
Sure. Perception amp can be part of it, but I mean the more you like cut me out, the more that is gonna take me to like get to my point. So again, sure, that could count as a perception amp as well. I'm gonna still continue though. So he got a perception amp, but it will still also be a power up. In my turn, power up means stronger. Just because you get a perception amp, I wouldn't necessarily say you're stronger. And what stronger means to me, strength. Strength comes from your physical body in terms of like speed as well, and also strength. That's what I'm coming down to. So he can get a perception amp, he can get a strength and speed amp as well, off of the fact that he fought after the fact that he fought Lee. It's a shortcut to a power up.
I told you why. I told you why it isn't. I told you why. And also, one more thing to add on to that. I've already told you why it's not like a strength or speed amp. I told you why, and you haven't really proved like why specifically like he got a strength or speed amp in that fight. Like, or he hasn't even shown any feats like say he got a strength or speed amp. Right
Kevin, talk slower. So re-explain
okay,
why it wouldn't be a speed and strength amp.
I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying I don't agree that it's a speed amp because wait, where did the judge go?
Don't know. This is Asura could be the judge because he's been here basically the whole time.
So you want to judge? It's like he left.
If he wants to.
Alright, if he wants to judge, we can like continue. I see you're there. I don't think he's here. I think he may be AFK.
Who's been here from the start? Derpy?
I don't think he's been here the entire time either. I'm gonna ping him back. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna ping him. I'm gonna just come back and judge because like it's bullshit.
I'm back.
Okay, he's back. Okay, you can continue.
Stop.
Alright.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were. Okay, because like we were just stopped it because like we don't know where you were. Alright, I can go on back to like what I was saying, right? So basically, right, I don't agree with it being a strength and speed amp for a couple of reasons, right? And I'll go into them like right now, right? Number one, I already explained like the context of the scan, right? Like your scan you send, like why it wouldn't apply to like physical stats, right? And like I don't think you've proved like that it would specifically apply to physical stats in this case. Like to further like prove that, right? Further prove it doesn't apply to physical stats.
What would it
we see that
provide
we
to?
see that in Baka.
I'm questioning you.
Okay, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
I can still butt in and ask a question because it's referring to your skill.
Okay,
so we can get an understanding of something.
You're gonna complain about me cutting off, but you're not. But you can cut off.
You cut off me so many times. I'm asking you a question. No, you would cut off me and then continue with your argument. I'm just asking a simple question that's gonna be answered quickly and you can continue.
I'm telling you why it wouldn't apply to full on strength.
What would it apply to is what I'm asking. If it wasn't apply to strength, what?
Okay. I don't know. Maybe a perception amp. I can agree with perception amp, right? But like here's.
Okay, so that's what it applies to.
Alright, here's what I'm saying, okay? Here's what I'm saying.
Right?
I'll give you a couple reasons why it's not playing to physical strength and speed. Again, the context of the scan is number one. Number two, Gaara never like performs any strength or speed feats that would actually push him to his limit with strength and speed, right? He's specifically his stand, right? There's no reason for us to assume, right, that Gaara in that fight got stronger or faster, right? When he barely walks, he barely hits with his fist, he barely does anything like that.
Because Sasuke just scales above him.
He uses his stand specifically, right? So there's no reason for us to believe he's gonna be like physically stronger or faster, right? That's number two. And number three, we never see Gaara actually get an amp in any of these stats. We only see Gaara get an amp, right? In perception, right? By a little bit. That's the only time we get an amp. So obviously we can go by that as like his own amp in the fight, right? That's the only amp we see that he actually like gets, that he actually develops in the fight. But we never see like any other amp from Gaara.
Okay, sure. Gaara can still get a whole entire amp, but that just means Sasuke just above him.
So you're agreeing to perception. Okay, I'll agree to perception amp, but by perception amp by a little bit only. That's all I'll agree to. If you think
in my terms, like how I said, power up means strength. Strength is referring to the body, referring as like a strength and also speed. Sure, I'm gonna stand by Gaara can also get a perception amp. Gaara can get all of that, but Sasuke is just so above it that it just doesn't matter. It's just kind of like fodder in the fight. But he's still fighting a stronger opponent, and that will still scale to Sasuke because he's just simply above an enemy that Lee fought.
Alright, this is just circular. I've already like proven why it's just like only a perception amp by a little bit. I've already proven like why it's only by a little bit, right? Like a perception amp.
If anything, I proved it's a perception amp, and you just agreed to that.
Yeah, and I said like why it's only that. Why it's only that, and not strength.
And I'm saying that it could also be a strength and speed amp, but Sasuke just scales above him, as we've seen in the fight. He was smacking around Gaara the whole entire fight. He was smacking around Gaara the whole entire time.
If you think you've proved it, we can move on. If you think you've proved it, we can move on. But I think I've proved that it's not. We can move on now. If you think you've proved it, we can move on.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. All right. We're gonna be scaling his AP and speed too exactly. I already said why he's not blood amped in the fight. You haven't proved like why he's like Shukaku amped at all, like in the fight with Sasuke, right? So like if you can prove that, that'd be great.
So wait, what was your rebuttal? Why he's not Shukaku amped?
Yeah, so I'm asking you like why is he Shukaku amped in the? Why they
Be,
like why like him
why
like
is he
being
Shukaku amped? Well, when I brought up the whole entire blood thing, going off of your words, you said that's referring to Shukaku. I'm like, okay, he killed 3 people, which is
okay,
massive
yes,
amounts of blood, which is amping him, which is amping Shukaku,
he
which
only
is
took
gonna amp
are
Gaara.
you aware that he only took a little bit of blood? Are you aware of that?
Hmm.
He only took a little bit of blood.
What do you mean took a little bit of blood?
He only took a little bit of blood. I can search your scan of him like only taking a little bit of blood. He only takes a little bit of
Define
blood in that film.
licks.
He takes like a lick.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't need. He doesn't need to consume blood in order to get the amp. He doesn't need. You know that, right?
Why would he take the blood then? If he doesn't take some of the blood.
Make
Why
guys
would
just
he take
want.
the
Make
blood?
guys wanted to taste blood. Sure. He does. You know. This is also
You
show.
haven't pre-
I
No,
can.
it
I
just
can
makes-
prove to you he does not need to taste blood. He just needs to smell blood and perceive it in order to get the amp. I can
Okay, and I'm
prove
asking
that.
you, what is okay? Oh, so you're talking about like how the other Gara awakens, right? When it's stated, are you saying? Or we're talking about that? It's like all those skins where it says like the other Gara is awakened, right? When like he enters like a fight, like when he smells blood, he says like the other Gara is awakened. Are you referring to that?
Sure.
Okay, so you're referring to that. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I don't think it's okay. I haven't seen like any proof as to why that's actually a physical amp to his stats or like a physical amp at all to his sand, anything like that. Okay, because like the only times I've seen him actually amped, Gara amped, right, is in the fight, right, in the forest where he's actually controlled by Shukaku. And that's like when he's actually amped, right? I haven't seen him amped like, in any circumstance, right? The blood amps Shukaku. Yes, I agree with that. The blood amps Shukaku, right? However, I've never seen like a situation, right, where Shukaku, right? Gar, like when it says like other Garas awaken, right, and Gar gets amped. I've only seen like a situation where Gara, like where Gara goes in and gets controlled, and that's like when he's amped, right? I haven't seen a situation where when it just says that, right, and then there's like we see like there's like no physical trait of like Gara being controlled or anything like that, of Shukaku being out, and then like apparently he's amped. Like I haven't seen any situation of that. So what I'm asking right now is to prove right. I'm asking right now to prove it that like Gara in the Sasuke fight, right? He's like has like Shukaku out, and that Shukaku is amping him like specifically, right? Because I've already explained to you like how in the forest, right? That's like an actual amp, right? In the forest, like we know for sure that's like an amp in the forest, right? So like what I'm asking you like, right here, right, is like why
So you
would
need me to prove that Shukaku amps him?
that Shukaku amps him like in the Sasuke fight? Yes.
Okay, so during the whole entire fight, Sasuke, he wasn't scared of Gaara or anything. He was just going around punching him, blitzing him, and all that. So when he went inside of his ultimate defense or whatever you want to call it, when he went inside the ball and then Sasuke used the Chidori to get through, and he ended up hitting Gaara and tagging him, and then Shukaku was coming out and his arm shot out. Sasuke was fucking surprised of how strong, and then he dodged the attack. Like he backed up out of the attack before he can get hit by it.
I think he was more scared.
He was shocked because he didn't know what it was. He didn't know what was going on in there.
Point. And, like surprised by certain. Yeah, he didn't know what it was. Yes, so he was scared of it because like it looked fucking creepy. It looked scary as fuck.
Okay, and then all right.
Baka, let's see your face, someone. Right?
Let me continue my point. I know what you mean by getting scared, Kevin. You don't always have to like come me off and say baka. I know what you mean. I'm gonna continue with what I'm talking about now. So again, in the forest, when Shukaku actually came out, it was stated that Shukaku was actually stronger. He was like a stronger version of himself. And
okay, so you're referring to like Shukaku Gaara in the forest. That's what you're referring to. That fight of Sasuke. You're referring to that.
not necessarily. I'm still talking about tuning. That I'm going to the Shukaku part because I mean this still counts all in tuning. This is the same. This is the same Sasuke, if I'm not mistaken. Therefore, I should be able to allow to use this.
Okay, I'm asking like, okay, so are you killing Sasuke off of that? That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
I'm going to continue. Okay. So again, this Gaara, which was Shukaku Gaara, was a way stronger Gaara than what Lee fought. Besides that, what's his face? Yeah, this Gaara was stronger. Sasuke still scales to it with his Sharingan and his Chidori. He was able to like tag Gaara and just like react to him. But the only instance where he wasn't able to like react to him was when like Gaara wrapped himself around a tree to give him like a speed boost towards him. But he still dodged it. But he was like, if I didn't have the Sharingan, I wouldn't be able to dodge it. So he was just able to dodge like a Gaara that was just like way faster and stronger than like what was previously like ever shown, because Shukaku Gaara was like, what was it?
Why would
It was stated that continue. You can say what you're gonna say.
Okay. So basically, like what I'm saying, my refute to that, right, is basically, first off, right, he actually gets blitzed by Gaara right there. Doesn't like dodge him. He actually gets blitzed by him, right? Like he
What do you
gets
mean?
like hit off. So like when Gaara goes around the tree, right, and like rushes at him, right, he blitzes Sasuke. He doesn't like Sasuke doesn't dodge. Is what
Sure,
I'm
because
saying.
he doesn't dodge it.
Yeah, he actually like gets blitzed. That's like my first correction to like, cause like we can like, literally see him like getting hit up.
Okay,
And
that's
like
just a
we can see, like,
moment.
in pain.
Because he got boosted by momentum. That's fine.
No, yeah, he gets like he has like hit up, and you can see like his face is in pain, right?
I mean,
Like,
that's
so,
fine, but it was the only reason he didn't dodge him because like the momentum. Wait, what? He got hit by him. Wait, what chapter was this? What chapter was this? Because
he gets hit again though. He gets hit again right after though.
let me see.
Right? You can go to the chapter. It's like I can give you the chapter. Hold up, I can give you it. Give me 1 second.
It's like 160 something, 165 or 163.
It's about one. It's not 160. It's 111 to 114. So 111 to 114. That's like the fight. Right.
No, it's 127, 128.
Which
111 and
which
114 was two
wait,
names.
My bad.
which channel
That's
are
the
you?
first one.
Which
I
channel
already.
you are using for scans? Which channel?
What?
Scans 1 is the channel we're using for scans.
There isn't a fucking video.
No. We're using scans 1 as our scan channel. He's going to find like the actual scans he needs. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can see
yeah,
like,
yeah, sure.
Okay. So like make sure like you're like reading along. So
Yeah.
basically, so just like what I'm saying, Bach, is like he gets like hit twice right there. Like once getting hit up, right, and then like after that he gets blitz again after like he tries to use Chidori, right?
Let's see.
I mean, not after he tries to use Chidori. He tries to use like
Sinbad, if you're
first,
Sinbad, mute your
music.
mic. And if you're gonna judge, pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other times like
Never.
when he
You
uses
know
the
what?
fireball,
Wait.
he
You
just
know what? I don't need Sinbad being a judge. He's not even paying attention. It's fine. We can just have.
I am
We can
paying
just. No.
attention.
It's fine. We can just have the audience judge this. So.
What?
Yeah, I don't need you. I don't need you to judge. You're not paying attention.
Do you wanna do like an we can do an audience poll. That's fine.
Yeah, we could just do that.
All right, we can do that's fine. All right, it's like what I'm saying basically, right, is
Whatever.
like Sasuke gets hit twice right there, right?
Twice in which instance? Because I'm reading the chapter right now.
Once after like he goes on the stick tree to like hit him, right? And then
Let me
the second time, right, is like when he's using the fireball jutsu, right? Guard like tanks it and like he hits him back, right? That's the second time.
Let me see when he wraps himself around the tree. Okay.
So those are the 2 times like he actually like
He dashes
hits, like,
towards him.
Sasuke.
Sasuke dodges it when he wraps himself around the tree. You mean show you the scan?
Which part are you talking about? Are you talking
One
about the part like where you actually like
chapter
like,
chapter
like,
128.
Are you talking like when he like jumps like when he like jumps like dodges like like goes behind the tree? Is that what you're talking about?
Not that one. He literally says he's even faster than before when he wrapped himself and threw himself at it and he reacted and dodged the attack.
He didn't dodge. He gets hit up. He gets pushed up. He gets like, you see his face in pain. He reacts to it. Yeah, he sees it with the shotgun, right? And then gets like blitzed by him.
Okay, yeah, I see. So he was able to react to him, just wasn't able to move out the way, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, he's even and that's it also happens like another time like later on, right?
I can't even dodge him without taking time to predict his moves. With a shotgun, I already be dead. Fireball jutsu goes through it. He reacts to Gaara coming through, but again he doesn't dodge it because he's in the air, and then he gets hit.
Yeah, all the times like Gaara's like faster than him at this point, right? Like but like Sasuke like can react the shotgun. He can't like actually dodge. That's what I'm saying. At this point, you get what I'm saying? It's like at this point, like he has like the reaction speed, actually, right? Like his reaction speed like relative to like Gaara's like combat speed, but he can't actually like dodge Gaara. That's what I'm saying. All right, that's like my entire like refute to that. So I'll agree to like his reaction speed being like on par with like Gaara's speed at this point, right? But like I'm not gonna agree to his combat speed being on par. Right. Also, one thing, can you quantify like how much stronger Gaara got like at this point when he's like controlled?
Can I quantify how much stronger?
Yeah, can you quantify that? Like after like we went over like this entire like dodge point like everything like this, we can like go into the quantification basically, right? So I do want to see like how much you would quantify if you can even quantify like how strong Gaara got after this, right?
I mean, I'd say Sasuke is like around relative to Gaara because he was able to tag Gaara 2 times throughout the whole fight, and he was. Tamari was like Sasuke managed to wound Gaara twice now. Gaara who had never been scratched before, and
Oh,
then
okay. I'll tell
he
you.
was still able to react and block his attacks, but he just wasn't
I'll,
like fast enough to move
I'll
out the
tell
way.
you what. I'll tell you what that's referencing to. Like the two times, right? One of them is referencing like to the Chidori in the arena, right? Right, like Sasuke goes and like uses Chidori on like that ball, and actually like injures him. That's like the first time she's referring to. The second time is like when he uses Chidori against like Gaara again, like in the forest, right?
And he
And she
cut him in
hits like when he
half.
hits him. Boom. Yes, like what I'm saying right now, right? It's like basically Sasuke Chidori can scale to that Gaara. That's fine. I don't think that really matters at all in this fight.
So
What I'm saying
Sasuke with his Chidori skills to that Gaara. Okay.
in speed, yes, I'd say, but Sasuke like in base, it does not. I mean, even if it's a shutting down, does not scale to that Gaara in speed. Just reaction speed. That's what I'm saying. Alright.
Alright, so let me see. Gaara, I'd say he got about. Let me see.
And also, I wouldn't say, like, even if any quantification you can put out, I wouldn't say like Gaara's like. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'll just like leave that for later. You can like keep going with the quantification. How much faster Gaara got. Right.
I'd say Gaara at least got like. I mean, I'd say he at least got like 4 or 5 times stronger.
Means faster. Okay.
Faster, yeah, sure.
Okay. Why do you think that? Can I
Cause,
a little bit
cause during like when they were in the arena, Sasuke was able to just like go around Gaara, beat him up. Gaara really couldn't do anything about it. And then once Gaara got like Shukaku or whatever started actually coming out of Gaara, Sasuke was in the defense and Gaara was like on the offense, just straight attacking. And Sasuke was having kind of like somewhat trouble like perceiving him at some points and being able to like actually dodge his attacks, but he's able to react to him. So I would say he at least got like 4 or 5 times stronger off of that.
Do you know what? I will steel man that for right now. Actually, I can like go back to. I have like a refutation to that, but I'll keep it right now because I want to see where you're going for scaling. I'll steel man that for right now. We can keep going.
Okay, so let's just say he's like 5 times faster, though, which is fine. Sasuke can still perceive him, but just can't dodge him. This is even with his Sharingan. But then once he whips out the Chidori, which is a speed amp, he speed and damage amp, which I could argue Chidori in part one is like a Dur negation. Would you be fine with that?
I want to see house door negation.
When is it ever shown to like not tear through whatever its target was?
Why would that be Durga negation?
Because it's just going like no matter his
No, it's very interesting.
Gar's ultimate defense, which was stated that nothing was able to go through. Sasuke just blew through that with ease.
It would just mean Sasuke Chidori scaled like above his defense. That's all it would mean. It wouldn't mean like it scaled like above. Like it wouldn't mean like it has Durga negation. I don't see this as like proven it has integrated Durga negation. I can easily just say this just means like Sasuke's Chidori scaled above that defense. That's all that means. And at that point, like Gaara hasn't like had anyone turn to that defense.
It just ignores
strong.
there. Like no matter how strong something is stated, the Chidori still been like gone through it. No matter like how strong it was. Like like most people were surprised when they saw Gaara's ultimate defense. They were like, okay, and then Sasuke blew through it. Sure, I guess you could argue skills through it, but I'm arguing his third negation because out of all the feats that we've seen during part one, it's just gone through his opponents like with ease.
That would again just mean that he scaled like above the AP to Chidori. That's all it would mean. Like I don't see this like, specifically says Durga negation, durability negation, right? I mean, I can just I honestly I feel like this just like isn't a good claim on your part just because of the fact that like again all this proves really again is like that his AP is above that, right? And at that point, like Gar's like highest defense, he like no one's able to pierce through it, right? Because like all the people he's fought, right, hasn't had like the actual power to like pierce like the actual power capacity to pierce through it, right? However, like with the Sasuke Chidori, it had like the power capacity to actually break through it. That's like what I'm saying, right? So I'm saying like I'll agree that like Sasuke's Chidori being scaled like higher, like high. I'm not agreeing to like it being during negation. I don't agree with that. Right. If you think you've proven why it's during negation, we can move on from that point. That's fine by me. I'm just saying for right now, I don't think it's during negation. So do you want to move on or what?
I'm checking. Hold up.
Okay. Yeah, so everyone who's been here the entire time, right? Like Spaz, Derpy, Cold, Isuru. If Isuru's even here, I don't know if he is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a VC poll, I guess, since like we changed the judge like twice right now, so might as well just do that. So like, just like depends on you guys for like who won this debate.
Wait,
You guys know
a whole debate?
Yeah, we're not done with debate. We're not done with debate. I'm just saying like for like soon. I think we're gonna be done like soon. So like, just letting you guys know like what you guys have to like actually do right here, right? That's basically it.
Huh.
I really need to go get something to eat. I'm hungry.
Let's see.
How long is this going on for? How long is this been going? 12:10. It's about an hour. It's been going on for not an hour. All right. What's up, Terror?
Let me think.
Debating?
We're debating C Neji versus C Sasuke. I have Neji. He is Sasuke. All right, that's like what we're doing right. And like we're gonna do like a VC poll, Terror, because like we had to switch judges twice. So we're just like these people who were here the entire time to judge. So like Spaz, Derpy, Cole. I don't know if Cole was here, but I'm hoping he was here. Cole and like Isuru judge, like just with VC poll, and like whoever won is like the person who won basically.
Nice.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I could see how high I could scale Sasuke's speed right now. So, Lee without weights, he was just able to blitz Gaara, like perception blitz him.
I'm aware of that, yes.
Okay, and Sasuke, before he proceeded to get faster, he was also able to perception blitz Gaara, right?
No, Gaara actually sees him though.
Not in one instance, I'll show you. Let me see.
Show me, right?
I am. Might have been this one. Yeah. So you see he goes behind him. Gaara turns to look at him, but then you see Sasuke's shadow. He actually like curves to the side while Gaara's still looking straight to where he previously was, and then he reacts after he gets kicked by Sasuke.
Well, that's like when Sasuke's kicking him. So like I would say it's like
no. All right, look at them before the kick. Look at the movement. Look where Gaara's looking as well.
He's looking straight.
Sasuke's coming from. Yeah, Gaara's looking straight. Sasuke curved to the side. If Gaara was able to react to him, he would have still been able to perceive Sasuke curving around.
Baka, here's what I'm saying, right? Here's what I'm saying, okay? I'm saying, right, like, what's happening in this scene, right, and like, from my interpretation, right? This Sasuke was behind him, right? Gaara turns, right, as you see, right? He turns, like, slightly, right? Sasuke curves, right? And then Gaara, like, you can see, like, you can see, like, the fucking, like, star thing, like, the star thing, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, he gets like surprised, right? Like he sees like Sasuke's like right in front of him kicking him, right? And Sasuke kicks him back, right? So like, what I'm saying, right, is like Gaara perceives it last second, right? That's what I'm saying. Like last second, right, Gaara sees it, right? And that's like why he couldn't do anything at that point, right? But Gaara sees it like last second after he curves, right?
No, I would say he reacted right as he got kicked. Because if he was able to see it last second, he would have seen Sasuke curve right easily. Like he just.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's like reacting like right when he gets kicked, like right when Sasuke goes to kick him.
I'm saying he's getting reacted by getting hit by the kick, not actually seeing Sasuke.
I wouldn't agree with that. I would say like just like Sasuke.
Because like you see right as the kick hits, that's when Gaara realizes he's reacting to the kick, and then he flies back. If he was actually able to react to Sasuke, he wouldn't have ever got kicked, or he would have been able to at least see Sasuke.
I know, but what I'm saying, right, is like Gaara at this point, right? I'm saying that Gaara at this point, right, is like looking like he's like so Sasuke goes in like tries to kick Gaara, right? And Gaara sees like a head, right? And he's like, right when he's getting kicked, right, he sees Sasuke. Right when he's getting kicked, like he sees Sasuke. He reacts to Sasuke, right? Right when he's getting kicked, that's what.
No, you can still see he's still looking straight to where he previously was looking at.
I feel like to support my claim, right? The fact that like Sasuke, like, the Gaara was reacting to Sasuke right beforehand, right? I think that supports my claim a little bit as well, right? Because like. What I'm saying right now, what's happening, right? Sasuke goes in, right? He curves, right? He curves the trick Gaara, right? Because he wants to trick Gaara, right? He curves the trick Gaara. He goes in, right, to kick him, right? And then like right when he's going to kick him, right? Gaara like sees that Sasuke's kicking, Sasuke's like foot's like right on his chest, right? And reacts to it, right? But like he can't do anything at that point because again, it's like right when he's getting kicked and gets hit back. That's what I'm saying, right? So what I'm saying, right, is like this isn't like a full-on perception blitz. This is like somewhat of a perception blitz, right? This is like only due to the fact that like Sasuke's trying to trick Gaara, right, to go and like actually hit him, right? But Gaara still sees him like last, like like last second during the kick. Like that's what I'm saying.
Okay, what I'm
Yes.
saying is that this is a full perception blitz because you can even tell. So I'll describe the scan. So Sasuke goes behind him. Gaara turns to look in the direction to where, okay, he notices Sasuke goes behind him. He turns on to look at him. He doesn't see Sasuke. Sasuke curves around, kicks him in the chest. Right as he gets kicked, Gaara reacts. You could tell by like the position of Sasuke's foot as well. That is like kind of sideways at the angle that he kicked him. And Gaara's still looking straight to where he previously saw him. He wasn't able to perceive him at all. If Gaara was able to perceive Sasuke, he would have seen him curve and probably would have at least done something to at least block the attacks like how he's done previously.
I'll just repeat it again. Right? I'll just read it again. I just like my last point. Like I'll just repeat my last point again. Right? Like whatever, like or what I already said. Right? I should repeat it again. Then like we can like move on from this point. Like leave it to the judge. Right? Or leave it to the VC poll. Whatever you want to say.
Well then, yeah, I'll just repeat my point one more time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll repeat my point like one more time. Right? What I'm saying, right, is like Sasuke goes behind him. Right? This is my interpretation of the scan, right? Sasuke goes behind him, right? Gaara reacts to it, right? We see that Gaara has like the ability to like actually perceive Sasuke. He reacts to it. Sasuke tricks him by going the curve, right? He tricks Gaara, right? Which like isn't like an actual perception blitz. I say it's actually like just like tricking him, right? He tricks him. Sasuke goes to kick Gaara, right? Like right when Sasuke's foot lands on Gaara, he sees it, right? He sees like his foot's like right on him. He sees the kick going at him. Then he gets kicked. Like he flies like away. But he sees like the actual kick on him, like the last second. That's like my interpretation of the scene, right? So I want to say it's like full on perception blitz, right? And the fact like Scar was able to like see him right before and as well, like supports like my entire interpretation. So like this like isn't like a full on perception blitz. It's just like like a little bit of I'd say like it's a little bit of a perception blitz, but like not a full on one as well. That's like what I'm saying. That's like my last like point, like my last interpretation of the scan. We can leave it to the judge if you want, or if you like want to say anything else before we leave it to the judge. That's fine.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna say my point to make sure we can leave it to the judge. My interpretation of the scan: Sasuke goes behind Gaara. Gaara turns, sees Sasuke. Sasuke does a curve, which Gaara still doesn't react, regardless if it was a trick or not. If Gaara was still faster, Sasuke was still the same speed, Gaara would have been able to react to it. He would have been able to see him just curve, because if you can see the position, Sasuke was dodging straight. He curves kind of to the right, and then curves like inwards towards Gaara. Gaara would have been easily able to see that if he was able to react to him. So I would count this as a perception blitz because he wasn't able to perceive where Sasuke had went after he just went behind him. Then he reacts to him getting kicked. So right as Sasuke kicks him, that's when Gaara reacts. He's like, what the fuck? And you can tell by the position that Gaara is like looking at. He's still looking straight, but he's in shock because he's like, where'd I just get kicked from? He wasn't able to perceive Sasuke. It was a full perception blitz is what I'm saying. So
is that like it for your point?
We can leave it.
For your point? Oh, we can leave it to the judge. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, not the judge. Just I guess the fucking what is
the VC
public?
Well, you know
yeah.
what I mean. The VC
Yeah, the public.
Yeah. All right. We can go on to like the rest of your speed scaling now. As like we leave it to the judge, right? Or to the poll. My bad. What are you scaling Sasuke's speed to exactly?
Sasuke speed. I would put Sasuke right at like before weightlessly, because weightlessly was able to do the same thing and Sasuke performed the same feat that he did. This will just put him like where weightlessly is in terms of speed, but then you said 12 times faster is where Neji is, the weightless.
12 times faster, yes.
12 times faster. This is base Sasuke alone. I'll argue that the Sharingan is an amp to his body, including his speed and strength, not just his perception. I'll show you what I mean by.
Can I see why?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay, like, I just want like a quantification on the amp, and then I'm like also after I get all of that, I'm just not gonna argue something else, right? To the Sharingan point.
You want the quantification of the amp?
Yeah.
I'll just argue it's at least like a 3 times multiplier.
Okay. I just want the actual proof of the scan, right? Like if I actually amp, right?
I sent you where it's from. It's from one of the novels.
Okay, one of the novels. Power inside and designs different. You only can see the center. Due to all kinds of aspects.
And then off of this, that would just like give Sasuke speed amp, and then as well with Chidori. Chidori is also a speed amp on top of the Sharingan, and then he'll just end up like around like the same speed, especially since Sasuke's Sharingan is able to slow down like opponents' movements. You just be able to like see Neji like coming towards him and then just hit him with Chidori.
Okay, can I like talk for a second, right? Because I'm just gonna like, refute this point, right? The Sharingan point. I honestly, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say prove it's like not like an actual like hyperbole in this like case. Like it's not hyperbolic, right? Because like from what I'm seeing, in the scan, the context of the scan, right? It's like saying like his common abilities like significantly improved like in all kind of aspects
Speak
because
slower.
of his perception, right? Because wait, I'm not. Can you like please let me finish? Like,
I'm telling you to speak slower so I can fucking see so I can hear what you're saying.
Okay. My bad. What I'm saying, right, is I just like want you to prove it's not hyperbolic because in the context of the scan, right, from what I'm saying, right, it's saying like so for one's common abilities significantly improved in all kinds of aspects. I think this is different, like the thing that's like happening right beforehand, like the actual sentence like right before, because like what it's saying right before this is like how Sasuke's like shotting like is able to like amp his perception, right? And it's like he's able to like dodge attacks. He's able to like I'm just repeat it, right? Avoiding lethal blows when defending, evading from offensive moves, and so forth, right? So it's basically saying like how he's able to like strike people without a fear of a counterattack. He's able to like avoid lethal blows. He's able to like do all of this, right? And like I'm thinking it's like just refer to perception right here, right? Because of this perception, right?
Read the sentence after
Because
that.
the perception, like, his like combat abilities like improved significantly.
Read the sentence after that. It literally says one's combat ability is significantly improved in all kinds of aspects.
I'm referring to that. Like, yes, and I'm saying it would be like improved in all kinds of aspects because of its perception. Because it's perception in this case. Because its perception allows him to dodge attacks, right? Allows him to strike firmly. Allows him to do all this stuff.
I mean,
right?
all this is still referring. When you have the Sharingan, like your eyes perceive the Sharingan is again amping his speed and power because it's also like I guess slowing down stuff, which is forcing his body to also react to that speed, which I'm pretty sure that was stated in one of the episodes by Fugaku. But that's in the anime. I'm not trying to look for that shit. But again, in here, sure, the Sharingan, it improves his speed and his strength, which is fine because that's what my whole entire point is referring to. It's referring to the Sharingan. You're saying perception, you perceive with your eyes that Sharingan are his eyes.
Okay, Baka. Okay, I'll just repeat my like last one again, right? And like if you like want to repeat like a counter to that, like we can like keep, but like if you want to repeat like this like a point again, then that's fine. Like what I'm saying, right? Like in this like case, is like this scan, in my opinion, like in my interpretation, right, is like that sentence is like a little bit hyperbolic, right? Because in the context of the scan, right, it's like stating like how he can like see the patterns of their opponent's movements and attacks, strike firmly like a fear of counterattack, avoid lethal blows when defending, evading from offensive moves, and so forth, right? And like this is like all referring to like the actual perception, right? Because like it says like right before that, one can even see the pattern of their opponent's movements and attacks, right? So I think this is all referring to the actual perception, right? And so like that's why it's saying, and that's like why it's saying common ability is like significantly improved in all kinds of aspects, right? It's not actually like, it's not saying it's not saying his actual speed and strength are actually like improved by a lot. What it's saying in this scan, in my opinion, right, is that saying like because of his perception, right, he's able to dodge, he's able to attack like firmly, right, he's able to attack like he's able to attack without like fear of counterattack. He's able to like attack like firmly. He's able to dodge because of perception. I think that's like all for like his actual perception like factor of like shutting gun, right? I don't think this is actually adding like all the like speed or strength stats. Like that's what I'm saying. Like just gonna from like the context of the scan.
So saying one can even see like the patterns of the opponent's movements and attack striking firmly without fear of a counterattack and avoiding lethal blows and defending. Sure, that could be referring to the fact that the Sharingan like slows down like its opponent's movements. And then it says evading from offensive moves and so forth. Offensive moves is like, okay, so let's say I punch you, I can evade it because of the Sharingan. It slows down, perceives it. One's combat ability is significantly improved. What I would say this will mean is by saying it's amping speed and strength due to the fact that it's slowing down like their movements. So let's say like how Lee even explained it. Sure, you can perceive where I'm going, but if you actually can't react to it, I'm still gonna fuck you up. And that's what he proved when he did the Forward Lotus. So this skin just talks about saying, okay, with the Sharingan, he's just able to, it'll like amp his speed and strength. So I mean, I guess Lee shit on him at that point with the Sharingan, which is fine. But yeah, the Sharingan, this just explains like, okay, it'll still amp his speed and strength because of the perception. And the perception, again, is referring to the Sharingan, so the Sharingan still amps his speed and strength because of the abilities that it's capable of.
Okay, so here's like, okay, I'll just like repeat this like last conclusion point, right? Okay, so like since this is gonna be a little bit circular, right? I'll just like repeat like my last conclusion point for like this like point, and then like we can like go into the rest of your scaling, okay? So like what I'm saying, right, is like basically, right, like yeah, you already said, right, how like all that's like referring to like actual perception, right? What I'm saying, right, like in this case, right, that like entire sentence like right after that is like hyperbolic because it's like it's hyperbolic because it's like over exaggerating like what the Sharingan can do, right? Because that's like referring to the actual perception, right? So basically because he's able to perceive stuff slower, right, he's able to like attack people free like a counterattack. He's able to dodge blows because he can see them slower, so he's able to dodge before they can even get to him. They're able to do all of this, right? So because of the perception, right, he's able to like do this stuff, right? But that's not an actual feat or that's not an actual speed or strength amp. It's just in a perception, like it's just like a perception amp. That's like what I'm saying, right? And that's just referring to the actual perception amp, but like the entire ability, right? And I'm just saying that's a little bit hyperbolic. That's like all I'm saying, right? And that's like my last point. Like you can like say your last point. Like we can like move on if you want. Like that's like my
I
last.
still just stand by what I said before. You're saying it's a perception amp. It's a perception amp as well as the strength and speed amp. The strength and speed are coming from the perception of it slowing down and his body actually being able to like move and react to whoever he's fighting to the point where he could just like dodge their offensive attacks. So where this Sharingan actually ties into this, it's just like he's gonna be able to perceive like where Neji's like throwing his punch out, he's just gonna be able to dodge it, or he's just gonna be able to like counter it as Neji's charging at him. Because from what I've seen, Neji, I haven't seen him like run towards somebody and hit them with a palm. Maybe he's done that with Naruto. I can't remember the fight visibly. As far as I okay, so again, what I would just argue is that Sasuke's just gonna be able to perceive Neji like when they're charging against each other. He's gonna use the Chidori, just maneuver out the way and just hit him with that before Neji gets the chance to actually hit any of his like chakra points.
Wait, is that your entire scaling?
No, that's what I was just saying where like the Sharingan ties into.
Okay, here's like what I'm gonna. Okay, so like we can like move on from the Sharingan point because I think I've proven like why it's just a perception amp, it's not like actual speed or strength amp. I think I've proven that.
I feel like
So,
I've
like,
proven that, dude.
So we just move on
Well,
to
I
Sharingan
mean,
point.
all right. Why don't we just get the pub to like conclude this point right here? Because I don't want to have to like go on with my scaling and then like this whole entire point just gets like.
Okay. All right, I'll do a poll in chat. Right. Actually, no. Should I do a poll? I'll do a poll.
We'll just
right?
ask Derpy and Kevin's son. Who do you guys think won the Sharingan point?
Okay, yeah.
As well as
We'll ask these
Asura.
two, right? So who do you think won the Sharingan point? Like for interpretation, right, and context. Who do you think won that? Spaz and Derpy and like Isuru, if you're here as well.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think won this point?
I'll say Banka. I think.
What? Bro,
Okay.
how? Oh my god. I don't understand how. Wait, I want to see Derpy's opinion. Hold up, because it's a tie then.
Derpy.
I have no idea how you won that point. I've explained why it's like a perception amp. And like why it's referring to a perception amp, but why it's like hyperbolic.
I was referring. Doesn't really seem hyperbolic to me. It just gives blown on context to how it is.
It just like it's that's referring to the rest of the sentences. Like that's what I'm saying, right? How it's like hyperbolic because of the perception, right? He's able to like have his like how he's able to like actually. Like,
it's still stated to amp. It's still stated to literally amp his attack speed. Sure.
Well, here's what I'm saying, right? It's like that's not an actual physical amp. It's just like amping is like perception. That's what I said. And apparently, like
again, like I said, it can amp his perception, but if the person's faster than it, you can blitz it. That was demonstration shown by Lee.
Well, Derpy, where have you been here? Derpy, have you been here this entire shot?
I'll go. He said he'll go with you, so it's like a tie.
Okay,
so is Asura here?
Alright, we need like one person to like end the tie off. Asura, you're there? I don't think he's here.
Do you just want to do like another coin flip? I don't know.
Oh, that's so cancer. If I don't win this, all right, hold up. I'll just. How about we roll in chat, right? Or like, yeah, how about we roll in chat? I think it's like a roll bot in chat, right? Just like 100% confirm who won this point, right?
I'm just gonna do a coin flip just for the fuck of it. I'll take heads.
Okay, I'll take heads.
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
I can't hear it.
It's loading. It says 1 moment. Wait, I turned off the Wi-Fi on it. That's why.
Please.
Hey Siri, flip a coin. It spoke saying it's heads, but I don't want to like make it sound like I said bias, so I'm gonna see if I can make it speak out loud. Yeah, for some reason she didn't speak it. Hey Siri, flip a coin. Bro, speak it. It literally said heads again. I'm actually getting pissed. Flip a coin and say it out loud. I'm not sure I understand. Bitch. I don't. Do you know how to just get her to say that shit out loud? Kind of annoying.
Did you do it earlier? Or can you just do it again like that?
Yeah, I did it earlier and she spoke it, but this time she's not fucking like saying it. Voice back with silent mode. Hey Siri, wait. Siri will speak when silent mode is off. Hey Siri, connected to Bluetooth. Always speak. Wait. Hey Siri. Why the fuck did you talk? Oh, actually, my iPad's doing it. Hold up.
If you can't like get it to work, you just like roll in the server.
Flip a coin.
Roll the bot.
It's heads.
Bro, oh my gosh, dude. Wait, didn't I take tails?
Yeah.
That's so retarded, dude. Fucking coin flip. I genuinely won that point. All right. Okay. How much is the shotgun gonna amp him by?
I'd say at least amps him by 3 times. I'd say.
Why would you say 2? Well, I would say 2 times at least.
You say 2 times amp?
Yes, default 2 times. I'll say that. I'll 2 times like amp and speed. That's what I'll say.
Let me see if I can think of something to argue for 3.
I would also argue that Sasuke wouldn't like use shotgun to start the fight. That's what I also argue. Just based on I would also argue that Sasuke like wouldn't use shotgun to start the fight. I'd argue that. Just based on what he's done in the training exams. Well, against I'll take a couple examples, right? Against Lee, right? Never uses shotgun to start the fight. Like he gets blitzed first and then uses shotgun. Same with Gara, right? He doesn't use shotgun like at all in the fight, right? Until,
wait. For Lee, he used the shotgun and then Lee blitzed him with the shotgun.
No, he uses base first and then uses shotgun after he gets blitzed. Right?
I'll show you.
You can go check, okay? But what I'm saying, right? It's like I'm just claiming like, you know, it's like there's like a pattern, right? It's like also in the tuning exams, right? Later tuning exams, Sasuke doesn't use shotgun with Gara until he knows he's gonna get blitzed, right? So when he knows he's gonna get blitzed, that's when he uses shotgun, right? However, he doesn't like use it until he knows he's gonna get blitzed, right?
What do you mean during the Gara fight? No, he was using shotgun during the Gara fight. I'm pretty sure.
Not at all until like the forest, or no, not at all until Chidori. Not at all until Chidori in the forest, right? That's like when he starts using.
Lee versus Sasuke manga.
So like he uses shotgun like in the forest, and then like when he's Chidori, he doesn't use like at all like in the fight until like that point. And against Lee, he uses like after like
really this early. Is it really that early?
I guess my entire win con will just be again the fact that like Neji would go in, right, be way faster than him, like cut off his chakra points, right, and also like used to use like the master stroke that like hit his heart, right, as well, right, and that would like destroy his organs, right, and like destroy his heart. That's like my entire like win con in this, right, as why like Neji would just win against Sasuke. Just using that.
So yeah, they were throwing hands, and then Sasuke got kicked on this side, flew over, and then he activated shotgun, and then Lee blitzed him with shotgun, and then for the Gara fight,
you can check that. Like he doesn't use it until like Chidori. Like after that, even after Chidori, he doesn't use it again until like Gara like fully transforms like into like a advanced version of like the beast, where you can like actually like react or like do anything to him, per se. Just my entire win con is just based on the fact that, like Neji would go in, chakra, and also like basically hit him with the master stroke, which would hit his heart.
Wait, hit him with what move?
The master stroke, which would hit his heart and destroy like his heart, basically.
As far as I know, that's not like the first attack that you do. You just like usually on like the defense in most fights, and then he'll use palms.
What? No, yeah, he uses like the chakra point. He uses this like he uses like the master stroke to actually like hit the heart, right? He also uses like the actual what was it called? The chakra points to seal his chakra. That's what I'd say he would use in this fight to win.
I don't remember him using master stroke in any of the.
He does use Hinata.
Is that like how late did he use it? Can you show me?
Middle fight.
Can you show me?
like what happens, right? Is like, okay, I'll tell you what happens. Oh, you go to the chapter, right? Okay, just go to the chapter then if you want to see, right? Like I'll tell you what happens like as I give you the chapter. The chapter is 78 to 80, right? It's the top chapter for Neji versus Hinata, right? And what I'm saying, right, like what happens, right, is like they're both relative to the start, right? Because like Neji and Hinata are relative, right? Hinata's like going in, right? And then Neji like outclasses her and outclasses her in taijutsu, right? And like he steals off her chakra points like after like he like tricks her basically and, like outclasses her in taijutsu, and then that's like when he uses the master stroke on her as well, right? But like in this case, like Sasuke wouldn't be relative of Neji at speed, so I don't see why he would just say go in like
Yeah,
use 9.
he just dodged Gaara, and then he used the Sharingan when he did Chidori, and then after that he just stayed with the Sharingan. Or
Yeah,
he
I'm saying
called.
like I'm saying it's like I'm saying it's so late in the fight. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm saying he wouldn't use Sharingan at the start. Like, that's what I'm saying. And since like Sasuke's so much slower, right? He would be like getting blitzed by Gaara. Like unlike if Neji versus Hinata, where like Neji in that fight was relative of Hinata at the start, right? So he couldn't actually hit her heart or do anything like that. Like only at the end of the fight he was able to do that, right? In this case with Sasuke, he would be faster off the start, like a lot, like way faster, right? So he would just go and seal his chakra, right, and like keep hitting him, right, with like the master stroke and all of that, right? Because he has like the chance to do that. Why wouldn't
What
he?
chapter was it?
Right?
70 what?
78 to 80. So that's like my entire win con up to Sasuke being way slower than Neji, right? And because of that, Neji would screw him over, right? And that's like why Neji would win this fight, like overall. Also, the Byakugan also helps him like see like stuff like attacks and everything like that, perceive. So he's able to go in with that as well, right? All right, Spaz, Derpy. You guys been listening this entire time? Same with you, Soul Kid,
Not the
right?
entire time, but I've
Yeah,
listened to this
You Spolky, how much have you
I've
listened
been
to?
listening.
I don't think you're
this
here.
point and like a little bit before Baka was
Oh yeah,
talking.
I don't think Baka's gonna like let you like judge that thing. So
Yeah,
okay,
no, it's okay, it's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
all right, okay. Then my Derpy and Spaz, like you two are gonna be the ones like judging the entire debate, basically, right? You two.
Which move was Master Stroke? Cause I just see them throwing hands for like the
The
most
ones that
part.
hits the heart. They specify it. They say like, oh, he hits the heart. He hit Michi's heart. She can't even stand at this point. Right?
I think it was the Shibuyakan Gans and Gentle Fist is different from the.
It's like in 70 moving to 80 around there, right? Like a little bit later in the fight. Like what I'm saying, like right now, like the reason why it takes so long for me to actually hit him right there, or hit her, is because like again of the entire how do I say this? How do I say this? The entire relative thing. We're like the relative the entire time, right? Until like he outcasts her in taijutsu. So like then he like actually hits her after that, right? So what I'm saying, like in this case, Sasuke would be like massively slower than Neji. So Neji would just go in, right, and like use everything he basically has in this point, like beat Sasuke.
Yeah, from what I've seen, he doesn't use the Master Stroke like right away.
Well, I've already explained why he doesn't against Hinata.
I didn't hear that. I was looking for the chapter. I mean, I was looking for
Oh,
like the statements and shit. You can re-explain.
all right, so I'll explain why. Okay, so basically, right, in this case of Hinata, right, he doesn't use the Master Stroke automatically because like he's relative to Hinata at the start. He's relative to Hinata until like the end of the fight, which is like when he starts outclassing her in taijutsu and everything, and like that's when he uses the Master Stroke, right? However, like in this like ideal fight of Sasuke, right, Neji would be massively faster at the start, right, like massively faster because Sasuke wouldn't have the Sharingan at the start. He would be like 12 times like slower than Neji, right? Sometimes slower than Neji. So all Neji has to do is just blitz him, right? With the Master Stroke or anything he has, right? Because he has a chance to do it, right? Like chakra point ceiling, Master Stroke, any taijutsu method he has at this point, he would just blitz with Sasuke. That's like all I'm saying. And then Sasuke would lose just based on that, right? And even if he doesn't die automatically off the Master Stroke, right? He wouldn't be able to move at that point, Sasuke. So like he'd be screwed.
I really don't see him using Master Stroke because he knocked Hinata down and Hinata got back up all times.
You don't see how you not to. Okay, I'll send you a scan then. If you can't see him using Master Stroke, I'll send you the scan of him using it.
Yeah, see him knocking her down, then she gets back up, and then that's when they like
I'll,
stop
I'll
Neji.
send you the scan. I'll send you the scan because like you're not seeing it. That's fine. I'll send you the scan. All right. I need to go. I need to go to the actual manga. So hold on. I was going to my computer, right, and then yeah, 78 to 80. Neji versus Hinata. I'm gonna speed through this, right? Until he actually does that. So like this is the fight he harasses her, right? before they even start fighting, right? He just rests her mentally, right? The relative at the start. That's like when he starts like actually destroying her, right? Cause like he outclasses her in taijutsu. He knows he's more of a genius in fighting than she is, right? And then, where is it? Here, that's not it. That's a scan before. That's a scan. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second. I know it's like somewhere here, right? But I'm trying to find the actual master stroke, right? I'm looking at this attack. It's like somewhere around here. I can't find who to check. I'll just find it like my scans. It can't be from the very beginning, right? Yep. Withdraw, because I Shinobi Way. I never will, because it's on Shinobi Way. Naruto. Also, Hinata's mentally empty in this fight as well. So that's like also another reason like why she's able to keep up with relative with Neji, and why it takes like Neji so long to actually like hit her in the heart. Alright, here we go. That was Neji's master trick is a heart, right? It's a pity that the girl can no longer even stand. I found the scan. Scans 1. Right? So saying like how it talks to the heart, right? And basically just meaning again like, and since like his entire Durgan just destroys the organs, right? Like, this would just basically destroy Sasuke's heart, right? And like the reason why it takes him so long to actually like do this because like Neji's like and not Neji, Hinata's able to stay relative with him. And Hinata gets like mentally like in all these parts of the fight, right? Because of Naruto, because like she sees like Naruto's actually like, there, like she even sees like that Naruto's giving like her strength. So like because Naruto's like actually mentally like, amping her, right? She's able to like keep getting up and stuff, and they would like stay relative like Neji, right? However, like in this case, like Neji like wouldn't be relative like Sasuke. Like off the start, like they'd be like Sasuke would be kind of big disadvantage, right? So Neji being 12 times faster, he'd like have anything that he'd have like anything else. Like he'd like have anything he'd want to do to Neji, right? He just like blitz Neji if the master stroke or anything else he has on him, right? Shocker Brain Ceiling, master stroke that like hit the heart and destroy the heart, anything like that would just blitz him off the start, and Sasuke would basically just lose off of that, right? So that's like my entire win con, right? As to why like Sasuke would lose again. And Neji always uses Byakugan to start the fight. Like he always does Byakugan to start the fight. Unlike with Sasuke, who like waits to use Sharingan, with Neji he uses Byakugan off the start, off the exact start of the fight, right? So he'd have his Byakugan arc already like out before like Sasuke could even like get his Sharingan on in the first place. So that's like my entire winning con. Neji blitzes Sasuke. That's it.
Alright, give me a minute. I want to see if I could think of something.
Alright, that's fine. If not, then, well, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. But on another note, right, like, this did be last like an hour, like 30 minutes so far.
Mm-hmm.
So like, so far it's been fun. I've been like I've had enjoyment in doing this so far. So like, thank you for that. It's like a fun time to do. Right.
I've learned a lot of things.
I can like help you with like scaling Neji. I can help you. I can just like other skills for Neji if you want me to help you.
Yeah, because I have a feeling like during Neji vs Sasuke, Neji wins. I just have no speed scaling for him. That just holds me back. No, for Neji.
Oh, for Neji, I can help you. Yeah, I can help you scale Neji. I can send you my scales after like this debate. I can send you like everything I have on Neji, like scaling him to like Gaara, transform Gaara, and like all this, right? Because it's really easy to scale like Neji to transform Gaara. I just like didn't want to do it like, during this debate because I felt like Frisky like Lee was like enough to scale him too, basically. But I'm happening Frank I Sur level 13 gets him mod. Head mod. Oh my. What's up, Natsu Dragon? How are you?
What's up?
Oh my god, I need to eat for this.
thought of something. I just gotta. I think I know how to prove it.
You got an idea as to why
Mhm.
Sasuke win? Okay.
Or at least a way to like upscale him even more. I just gotta think if
Well,
there's a way.
we've kind of moved on from like speed and everything. Like we're just like on this now. It's like I don't think you're able to just go back and like backtrack.
Oh no, I'm not gonna like bring up speed feats. Like I'm not backtracking or anything.
Okay. I just want to make sure. It's like I'm not gonna like backtracking basically. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you're not gonna backtrack, that's fine.
Mhm.
Right. We can have like 10 minutes, okay? If like ideas and like burn ritual until like fallacy comes in.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine.
Is that fine if you 10 minutes? Okay, so like at 2 o'clock my time, it's 00. Like that'll be like time limit for you.
3 o'clock my time, basically.
Yeah. All right.
They're still debating. Wait, what happened? Don't update me.
Yeah. So far he's trying to think of like an idea to like refute. Right.
Uh,
He's like 10 minutes.
so you guys are like continuing like later on.
We're still continuing. Yeah. He's trying to get like an idea like a refutation, like trying to get like proof behind it as well. Right now, to like how like Sasuke would win. He's like 10 minutes.
This isn't a redebate. Like the one they're tracing gonna be a redebate. It's like continuation of this one.
What?
The one that you're gonna do later on, is it gonna be a redebate or a
What
continuation
debate
of
am I
this
doing
one?
later on? Wait, what?
You guys agree on a debate later on?
Am I gonna re-debate him? I don't know if he wants to later on. We can re-debate. Yeah. He's a good opponent. He's a good opponent. Like he's like chill and stuff, and he's cool. Or he's not like Spurgy and VC like Pound Town does it at times and stuff like that. It's like and like D1 as well. So like, you know. Who are you, bruh? Yeah, who is this dude? Can I get a mod out of nowhere? It says that in chat. I have no idea who this dude is. WizFizz? I have no idea who he is. This is some random dude. Wait, has anyone been recording this? Because I'm gonna upload this if anyone has.
That's
I've been recording
Tyler.
it.
that's one.
You've been recording, Baka?
Yeah.
Oh, can you send it to me?
I was like,
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm gonna upload this like after this debate's done. I'm gonna upload it.
I'm trying to
Right,
think
and then-
how I'm gonna
bro, who
I'm
the
gonna
fuck
send it
is
to because this thing's like
Wiz?
an hour and a half, 2 hours long.
2 hours long. You can just like upload it to MediaFire and just like send me like the link. I can just download it.
No,
That's fine if you don't have to. Like I'm not just asking you.
no,
Like,
that's
I want
fine.
to upload it. All right, okay. Can affinity be measured? Not to why? I don't understand.
No, I sent it along with Gojo because I thought because for some reason, I don't know why I thought Infinity could be measured, but people say Gojo can use his hacks against Infinity, and I just realized that he can't.
Jujutsu Kaisen's like not actually bad. Just like people who wank it off like is so annoying. People just overrated. Like Cold. Like Cold's
Cold
annoying.
overrated. Yes.
Didn't Code lose to Baby Naruto? Oh, fetus
Yeah,
Naruto.
Wait,
Cold also
what?
did.
No,
That's
no,
like
no,
that's
no,
actually
no, no,
sad.
no, no, no.
Yes, you did. I saw that. How did you lose to Baby Naruto in the debate? Like, what did you have again? You had like one of the most OP. You had Gojo.
I
I'm
need
pretty sure,
proof.
right?
I need proof that I lost that, or else like, I need proof that I lost. Do you have any proof?
Alright, cold. I don't blame you for like liking Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like, bro, I don't want like every time I go in the chat to say like, Avatar is good. For you to say like, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen's better. It's like, bro, I don't care. I don't care if it's better.
Oh
Alright.
no,
Right?
it's just like
Jujutsu Kaisen's power system's too fucked up for me. I don't. It
Yeah, it
doesn't.
is too fucked up. Like, what the fuck? Infinity's measured of Infinity Void. Like, what the fuck? Bro,
Because
what?
if Gojo
it's
really
Gojo.
Gojo stated that he wouldn't beat Sukano nor win against Sukano. So is Sukano infinite or immeasurable? Like I'm so confused because can he just use his
Wow.
hack when in the verse?
Ryu made a wank low multi-scale for Naruto and Sasuke in the war arc. It's so bad too. It's so bad. It's like actually garbage. I cannot believe how bad this is.
You've seen Mean Goddy's one, right? Wait, from
I have,
like
yes.
2
It's
weeks
better than
ago.
the one that Ryu made. It's like it's so
That shit is better.
Low multi, like bro. I don't think Naruto and Sasuke are low multi in the war arc. Believe it or not. Like realistically, if I'm not gonna go off of Wanks. Wanks, of course, like they can be like anything you want with Wanks, but like realistically, they're like not actually low multi.
I got a new outer skill for Naruto with Kaguya. We're using Kaguya.
I have a
Oh
boundless
yeah,
skill for
even
Naruto.
Ariel
Cause,
from
cause, he-
Baka,
cause,
bro,
cause,
Baka.
wait. Cause Hiruzen said the world is
Example,
boundless and Naruto can destroy the world. That means Naruto's boundless. Just saying.
yes,
I
Baka,
literally
Baka.
made this shit.
Oh,
I made
besides
this shit
Baka,
up yesterday
oh my
on
god.
Uncle.
All right, Baka. Sulking got Ariel with like the CD's nuts thing. You know what I mean? He got Ariel. Oh my! I cannot believe it. I cannot believe
I'm
Ariel
pretty
fell
sure
for that.
Godly got 6 on that thing.
I got caught by it the other day by Giza. Like I had
Godly.
no idea. I had no idea what CDS was, and they just like out of nowhere just said, "What's the
Bro, what do you
big
mean,
CDS?"
Kevin? I got you at CDS before.
You did too? Oh my
Yeah.
god! It's so stupid. It's such a bad meme, but it's so funny. Like when you like get caught by it, it's like. And then you send it in chat. Oh my god, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, where's Isuru been this entire debate? Like I remember like when we kept calling like Isuru on like the debate to judge and like actually like VC poll, and this man was gone the entire time. The entire time he was gone.
What the fuck does he have head mod?
Like he's chilling in the VC, right? And like he's never said a word in here except for the start. I have no idea where he's been. He is head mod because I trust him. Like he actually has like he's the owner of some servers, right? Like I trust Isuru, right? And it's like
Mhm.
that's like why I have him head mod, right? I don't think he's gonna abuse or anything. Like the man's just AFK the entire time. Like bro, how?
Abuse? You should probably check like the audit logs, like when he was
You
VC
abuse your
bond.
mod the entire time. You
Kevin,
took
Kevin,
away his
Kevin, you're
roles
lying.
earlier.
Kevin, you're lying. Kevin, you're lying
I'm
right now. Kevin,
lying.
you're lying. Kevin,
Check
you're
the other
lying.
logs. Check the
Kevin, you're
other
lying.
logs. Oh, okay. I'll send screenshots right now. I'm gonna send
Kevin,
screenshots.
Kevin, I got it. Literally, Zinbu is literally in the call with me, right? I'm literally getting abused by Tempest and Asu the whole time. I keep trying, and then I take
Cold
the,
updated
I
rules for
take.
Tempest. Remove trial mod. Cold
Yes,
updated rules
because
for
cause
Isuru.
hold on, look at the
Removed VC
disconnect.
mod.
No. Look at the
Unmuted
disconnect
them.
though. You look at
Yeah,
the
you see,
disconnect
you're
though.
abusing your perms. You abuse your
They're
perms more
li-
than Isuru
oh
does.
my god! Hold on, Kevin. I know you see the amount of
No,
times
I
that
don't want to hear
Oscar
it. I
and
don't want to
Tempest,
hear it, Cole.
Kevin,
I don't
you
want to hear
literally
it.
are
You're
looking at the
excusing your
audit
actions. I
log.
know you're lying.
What? There's literally Oscar literally disconnecting about 5 times.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're lying
No,
right now,
Kevin,
okay? You're
you're
lying.
trolling. Kevin, you have to be
I'm not
trolling, right?
trolling. You're actually. I can send screenshots right now. You're abusing your perms. You abuse
Oh
your
my
perms
god,
earlier.
send screenshot, send screenshot, send
All right,
screenshot.
I will.
I wanna see, I wanna see, I wanna see.
Why'd you just add me? You added me the other day, and then you just unadded me. Why? I
What?
have no
What
idea
did I?
why.
What did I?
You unadded me after I added you. Like why? Just add me
You
back.
never added me.
I did. When you sent Nitro over, you asked me to add you, and I did. And
No,
we added each other,
what?
and then you unadded me. Add me back. What are you doing?
I literally never.
I am literally gonna blog. I'm literally gonna mute you in this VC. I swear to God. My
I
God.
literally never
Yo,
asked
Baka,
you.
Baka, Baka. Time warning 3 minutes. Time warning 3 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
Just like letting you know. Right. But, cold. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't know. It's like I gave you mod because you bribed me to give me mod. You literally gave me Nitro for mod. I was like, okay, I'll give you
Bro, this
mod.
man has bribed like our half
This
the
man
staff
bribed
team
me
already.
Nitro for
Hold
Nitro
on,
because like
hold
I
on.
want Nitro. But like, bro, this man's abusing his perms all the time.
Alright,
What did I tell you?
there.
Don't abuse your perms.
Whoa, Kevin, I literally have never abused my
I
perms
don't
in my
care
life.
what you said. You're abusing your perms.
Logs, Kevin. Show me all the
I
logs.
am actually gonna. Okay. I'm telling you right now, Cole. If you unironically abuse your perms again, I'm gonna take away your roles. I'm telling you right now.
Unironically, they literally
Unironically abuse your
disconnected
perms.
me from the VC about 30 times.
Okay. Well, then tell me that they're doing that, and I'll demote them. What are you doing? All
I
right.
did that as a good mod. What do you mean? I demoted them as a good mod. That's what
You
mods are
demoted them because you're
supposed
good.
to
No,
do.
that's not a good mod. You're supposed to tell me,
What?
and then I can
What the
decide a
fuck?
warning or something like that.
Oh my god! I literally gave it. I literally gave it to them back, right? Like a little bit after.
All
Then I
right.
get these.
I
I
don't care.
get
You're lying. I'm gonna talk to Zenbu
what?
about this.
Kevin,
All right.
Kevin, show everyone all the logs. Please
All
screen
right. I'll show them
record
right
all
now.
the logs.
All right. Let me
Alright.
screen share. Let me
And if
screen
it
share.
shows that I got
All right.
disconnected
I'll
30 times, I swear to
screen
God.
share. I'm gonna go like right here, right? Look at this, guys. Look at Cole abusing his perms. Right? We're gonna go all the way down. Right? Where is it? Right here, right? Right? He removes child mod from temp.
Go.
Right? He has VC.
It
Oh,
literally
actually,
says
but
Tempest
first he
updated.
removes VC mod. Right? What else does he do? He
Hold
unmuted
on,
himself.
hold
Roll he disconnects a user. You see this? Removes VC mod
on.
again.
Hold on. Look at the go. Scroll down. Keep scrolling down. No. Look at it. I literally got removed like
When?
30 times.
Yeah, he's lying. He never got removed. He's
What do
lying now.
you mean? I just got abused.
He disconnected.
My
I should
power
disconnect you
numbers
guys
is
because you guys are being toxic in VC. Yeah, you had a reason to do that.
what?
However,
No.
you abuse your game for no reason.
Asuru abused his power as a VC mod,
Keep
so I
lying.
took it away as a
You guys gonna keep lying. Yeah, I just saw everyone
as a
proof.
respectful.
Everyone has proof
You
now.
just saw the move a tip. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, dude, Geezer just got banned from SK server. He got animate the thing. He banned him. Oh no, he got animated. He banned him. Oh no, Giza. Oh my god, that's too funny. It's too funny. Oh, it's 2:00. Baka. So you know, it's like time limit. That's like the bench.
I was trying to see if there's a way to scale Sasuke above Hinata.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
I was gonna argue that Hinata's like relative to at least Neji for a bit and scale Sasuke above her. So at least put him relative. And then as I was looking through it, I saw some shit. I could have just argued so much shit for Sasuke. Like, I forgot about Sasuke copying the whole entire forward lotus after one encounter of it. And he mastered it too.
2:00. Alright. It's like, is this over? Like, done now?
Yeah, I can see.
I can show you my skill. I can tell you my skill. Or actually, I can show you them to screen share my skills. I can